Everybody, what it do, what it does, what it is, what it was. It's your boy Jaguar Pod, aka JP, aka Hot Chocolate, aka Mr. 8 Days a Week No Sleep. And I am back. No, I am not just back. We are back. Hold up. You hear that crisp Irishness coming through? That ain't me. I can't mimic that sound. That is a whole
Lord knows you've certainly tried anyway, Jagger. But
I've been shattering my voice box. It's not easy. It's not easy to be the voice of reason, and only one man can be it. I'm absolutely honored to be here co-casting with one of your PMCO absolute amazing casters, Imperium, the man, the myth. Talk to him. They came for you.
Oh man, dude, no way. They're all here for you, baby. They're all here for
man.
you at the end of the day, Dragger. But I gotta say, not only already said it in the tweet that I put out there, not only is it a pleasure and honor to be casting this tournament, but to be casting with you, Jagger. I've said it loads of times. I've wanted to cast with you. You as a streamer, as a community caster, as a caster in general, you've definitely 100% inspired me, and to be able to cast with you, dude, I'm so excited. I'm really, really looking forward to it.
I guess I'm gonna start off this stream crying. I guess that's how. I guess that's how I'm gonna start off these semifinals with some tears of eyes. Man, I appreciate that. That's an absolute honor. So yes, guys, it's gonna be a grand time. I'm here to learn some things, but it's gonna be absolutely fantastic opening to the $1,200 RESQ tournament semifinal brackets. All right, this is gonna span from the 21st to the 24th. 4 days, guys, and we're cracking it off with A. All right, so let me switch my scenes because we are indeed in game. There we go. Still looking crisp. Let me pause my music. All right, so I'm gonna simply tell you who the teams we have here today are. You saw it in the introduction screen. You guys let me know who you're rocking with, and then Impy, I'm gonna ask you if you got some insight. This man knows all the teams. He gave me a history lesson actually before this. It was hilarious. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. He's like, hold on, let me blow your mind again. I was like, oh, I still didn't know that. So let me tell you who we have here by name, and then you guys let me know what you think and who you're rocking with. I already see some of you guys on YouTube. So yes, I am live on Omelet, Twitch, and YouTube. So see you guys throwing it up for your teams. All right. So we have the Kings team, Bro Reboot, NGG team, Wagles Esports with a confusing tag, but I'm not mad at you. Inside Games, I am mad at you. RektEsports, RESQ Esports, the namesake team, The Storms. We have Legacy, Nomad Gaming, Sweet Chili Sensations, Forehead, Team Unique, Gamers Unite Nation, and Cream Esports and Angry Kids. All right. So what you think? And let me get some.
Well, obviously, you know, when you're looking at the top teams, you're looking at the likes of Unique, right? You're looking at Nomad Gaming, you're looking at NGG, Cream Esports. But what I'm looking out for is I'm looking out for the teams that I don't necessarily know about, right? I'm looking out for the teams like RESQ, I'm looking out for Kings, even Inside Games who were formerly Warlords. See how they've improved, how they've evolved after being acquired by Inside Games.
And that's some of the insight that we were there talking about. The man knows the backdrop on all these teams, so you heard it from him first, who are looking to throw up on the board and present themselves in a major way. We saw the playing path originating at Mill Base, kind of down south there, and extending over to the northwest, terminating around Georgia Pole. So pretty western playing path you see as teams are starting to land and venture towards their landing locations. Not even one person crossing the center threshold of Pachinkian School.
Definitely surprised that we've had a team go to Zarky. That's a very unusual drop spot from a team. Passive, but look what, it can work out. You tend not to be, looked at. You tend not to be worried about. However, there are quite a few teams that have landed in between North and South George Bush. That's something that I have to be aware of. As we do see Phase on Circle, it's quite central, very much in the mainland. This is going to be a clean start for these teams, Jaguar.
Absolutely. I'm digging the early spread. Speaking of early, the first knock of the match happening down here at Mill Base, Sweet Chili Sensations dropping and confirming the kill on Evil Mode from Bro Reboot. He was the only and sole member on top of the scaffolding, and he's going to suffer the price to Overwatch.
Man, I gotta say to you before broadcast, my favorite team name, probably one of my favorite team names ever, is Sweet Chili Sensations. What a name, what a team. I'm definitely gonna be looking out for them.
Absolute fire team, and some other top EU teams already locked in combat. Looks like we're at this Gatka spread. You know what it is. You typically will spread 2 and 2, even 4 separate spreads over in the Gatka region, and we're seeing the effects of that. Cream able to get the best of one Gamer Unite Nation member. Did suffer a knock, however, their spread was just a bit better. They had more players kind of in this center fold.
Yeah, Vito will get revolved up pretty nicely. Reese is playing for the Cream side. Reese also does play for NGG in saying that for the PMCO. So he is playing as Reeves for Cream in this tournament.
Absolutely. What do you call him, Irish God?
Pardon?
You call him the Irish God? Is that what it is?
He's the Irish God. Fact. He's the Irish God.
Oh, yeah, and he'll show you every time. So it looks like Sweet Chili, after confirming that kill on Bro, want to link up their forces into the confines of C Block here, and that's a pretty good move. I believe, actually, Bro might have skated out. Yeah, leaked out of middle base here to the external compounds, and that's a good move. Losing evil mode that early on. You don't want to lose another player and have 2 casualties off of the rip.
Generally, a great way to disengage, just get out of the action. However, I do worry about the fact that BZ has kind of gone a little bit further away from the rest of his team. Bleak Snake and RektEx kind of separated in 1-1-1, and we're seeing Sweet Chili Sensation kind of aggress a little bit forward outside the military base. They're a little bit hungrier. They want to get that Sweet Chili Sensation of kills in the palm of their hands.
Absolutely. And it looks like BZ's actually moved towards the compound that is indeed west of the bridge. Don't think it'll be the best spot to kind of contain Sweet Chili as they come across this way. But I think he's trying to get in extra information. Looks like we're going to be stopping on top of the hill, though, Sweet Chili. We have noted that Bro Reboot is actually stopped at the external western compound here, and we're looking to confirm and clean up everything we started here.
Yeah, this could be a good push coming out for Sweet Chili Sensations. They are spreading themselves quite nicely, as well as AU and Jody looking for the flank onto that member of Bro Reboot. Bleak Snake pinched aggressively, has nowhere really to go. That's going to be a knockdown.
Gets the drop, M4, and looking to clean it up will be Jody. Another confirmation. Bro Reboot not starting out in the best way. 2 players, 50% of your squad left standing in a lobby like this. It's still possible. Anything is possible, but however plausible, I just don't know.
Yeah, it's that was always going to be the fear with kind of landing in separate spots, right? That was always, rotating in separate location. However, Bro Reboot, there's still plenty of chances that they can disengage away. I like the aggressiveness coming out from Sweet Chili Sensations as well.
Sweet Chili, former Q-Lash. Do you know where they were born and what? With all your history, do you know where they were born? What's their,
I actually don't. That's the thing. Like, in fairness, I don't know every team. Don't put me on that pedestal, Jaguar.
Sweet Chili, former members of Q-Lash here, showing that synergy they've had. They've played on multiple variations of their squad. I'm going to move up a bit to the north. Looks like we have some shots firing off at North Georgia Pole on the eastern outskirts. The namesake team, RESQ Esports, suffering a knock hellfire from King's team. King's team actually winning their qualifying bracket. A super aggressive team, and they've had absolute time and synergy. But we have returned the knock onto Thrills across the street and RektEsports Team 10 here as well. What a nasty start for North Georgia.
Coyote could play a big part now, flanking around outside the big apartment building. You do have Untouched from King, also could play a bit of an element of play. However, one thing I will say is that they are getting their respective revives out, and I believe that is the end of Bro Reboot at the hands of Sweet Chili Sensation, Jaguar.
I believe so too. I saw them dying swiftly on the kill feed, but looks like we have an immediate standoff south side of Georgia Pool Rescue, and to the north will be King's team. They did get that revival on Thrills. Flanking around that right side will be Untouched on the true eastern border. RektEsports would do well to stay out of this for a bit and come in a bit later. But looks like Coyote already putting down shots on the rest of the squad over here from that left side. Thrills forced on the back of that buggy and getting tagged up just a bit.
Great reposition from Kings. You called them being aggressive, but there's a time to be aggressive and there's a time not to be aggressive, and that was the time to not be aggressive. They were on the edge of North Georgia, had an easy disengagement way in that they did indeed play it. Plus, when you take into account that there is a team on the other side of North Georgia, Rekt, that could have played a part. So really clever play by Kings. Impressed.
Absolute wisdom utilized off of King's team. You know, when you get stacked up in a major city, it happens all the time in Yasnaya, and the zone pops away about half inside and outside. You see a bit of a prison break escape mentality, and King's able to leave before any of the other teams, Rekt and RESQ, respectively, start to leak out.
Now, of course, because that phase 1 circle is so central on the mainland, there's so much space. Jagger, like there's an infinite amount of space. You're looking at Potato Hill. You're looking at the hills down the south of Pachinki. You're looking on those kind of hillsides to the west of Rosshawkins School. So much area and compounds that the teams can utilize and rotate around. I'm not expecting a lot of early game action, bar what we've seen so far.
Yeah, I actually don't want to see it. I want to see when everyone's situated, got their makeup done, got their guns right, and then we start to blast it. And I don't like to see the early pistol knocks and kills. It happens. It's part of the game, but I want to see when everything's even, how we shoot it out. All right, looks like...
Yeah, of course.
Wagles will be heading down from Zarki, that obscure landing that you spoke about just now, going to be breaching the northwestern tip of the zone in the heels of Kings. But up ahead of Kings will be Forehead. They were absolutely emphatic in their qualifying brackets. One of the most aggressive teams I've seen coming in from CIS. Didn't get to the top 3, I believe, but their aggression, the kills that they acquired, that definitely put me on notice for them.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do, rotating early enough. In fairness, as the phase on circles kind of really only starting to push in terms of the blue zone, so they're getting a nice entry point into the mainland from that north side. It is definitely going to be hard for Wagles. They're going right close by King's team.
Oh man, that's always a dire strait to be in around the King's throne. They will blast and they will laser for meters at a time. I don't think they're super looted, or maybe Bond does want to have a UMP, but I don't think that's his weapon of choice, red dot up top, and that's to be expected as they escaped Georgia Pole early. They're not going to be super looted, but as long as they keep it tight and play it at a different pace, maybe tighter confinements, maybe house pushes or compound pushes instead of the long range kills, maybe they can get some easy kills that way and reloot up.
Definitely do want to give a huge little bit of respect to Wagles, to be honest, because it's not much, but it is always a huge element of synergy and nice IGLing, with Wagles getting a 4-car rotation all close by to each other. It means that when you come across a team, when you're rotating past a team, there's a much higher chance that you're not going to be engaged on, because they don't know which vehicle to focus on. So really nice play from Wagles in the early part of a rotation.
Absolutely. Looks like Justeka out in front of the caravan leading the way. Might have to be that expeditionary voyeur there. And if he gets knocked, you obviously don't want it to happen. However, 1 getting knocked instead of 4 is what we're going for there.
Exactly.
We're rotating all the way around the east. It looks like we tried to dip down south in that rotation, but there's always a team beating us there. And now we're almost hitting the eastern shores of the map as we see them pass by Yasnaya, belonging to Inside Games here.
It makes sense because the plane trajectory was on the west side of the map. The majority of the teams would stay on the west side of the map. I was going to mention it as a rotation, but I didn't think they were going to execute it. But my God, they are definitely pulling out a fantastic play. Going to give them so much space coming in from around Mountain down to south of Yasnaya. So many compounds that they can hold on to. Plus, because they started doing it relatively early, there's so much space.
Absolutely, and pray for them. It maintains over some land on the east side as they pass by Yasnaya here. Only team down there on the far east might be Team Storms coming in, one of our MENA teams there. But even then, if you hold on that eastern edge, won't see too much opposition.
No, not too much. Now, we do see Nomad. They're on Potato Hill. Potato Hill's always a tough spot to hold on to, right, Jagger? Because it's big, it's huge, there's a lot of area, and you want to make sure that you do not let a team get too close to you on Potato Hill. So spreading out on that area is so important to hold on, to utilize, and just be aware of. But when you do it right, by God, you can take so much of an area around you and take advantage of the teams rotating.
Absolutely. It takes a confident, super aggressive team to be able to hold every side of Potato Hill, but we saw them do it literally the first game of their qualifying bracket, able to hold on for about 4 zones, Potato Hill, and that is where they won it from. So if they can repeat that success, I'm sure they'll be qualifying through to the finals.
So we did see phase 2 is shifted a little bit down south. Tiny bit of the river and military base in play, but it's not too crazy. I love this kind of circle. It's clean. It's going to allow the team to execute the rotations that they want to, but they will want to get into a spot early. Otherwise, they're going to really find themselves under pressure should they leave it too late.
It looks like Angry Kids have noted that Potato Hill that you're speaking about being held down by Nomad Gaming. We want to make sure to put some pressure on them as they are up above us. We got to know the structure of your compound. It's tough shots in these warehouses to ring up to the north here up top of Potato Hill. It's going to be a tough time. So that's why you just saw one player hop out with the K9 trying to get some better angles from the side of the house.
And you're talking about going up on the Potato Hill. Legacy has gone right past. Now we see the members of Nomad are on high alert. They heard the vehicle. They're going to be looking in the direction of Legacy. How are Legacy going to respond, Jaguar?
Legacy actually moving off to the east might put themselves right into the heels of Wagles here. Everybody trying to get a piece of the potato.
What?
Everybody trying to get a piece of the spud here, but it's not working out to the best vantage point of Legacy. Literally throwing themselves in the middle of 2 strong teams that we talked about here.
Oh my God, Kareem knocks down here from Wagles. But how is it going to be coming out? So Lexer pushing forward. Kareem looking forward behind the rock.
Dropping
nice,
Lexer.
Another knockdown coming down.
Justaka trying to flank around. This might be the third flank knocked around as well. They're going pretty spread here one by one. Kareem finally goes down. Give him the full force. Don't give him one piece at a time. Return knock. 7BR is dropped, and Chess is trying to hold it down as Ahmed throws himself in the center of the fight here. One standing in Chess, and Ahmed clutches it up, holding down the east side. Wagles off the board here.
The engagement by Wagles was poor, it was disconnected, it was disorientated. Kareem was, of course, from Legacy, pulled out so many nice knockdowns behind that rock. And at the end of the day, Potato Hill, it's a hard place to hold on to. It didn't go Wagles' way.
Absolutely, and it looks like Nomad trying to clean off the scraps that Wagles were able to set here for them. We also have opposition below us. Can't forget about that, and I like what they're doing there. Eclipse says, you guys have to handle that. I am going to maintain peace down here, and we do have the rest 3/4 of the squad from Legacy a bit south off the edge here, trying to give space to Nomad, and that's a good move as we recoup and recover here.
Yeah, Fives Nomad Gaming. I know they're a team that play intelligently. They're aggressive when they need to be, and this is a time for Nomad to be aggressive. You do not want to let a team get close to you in Potato Hill, especially in this kind of circle. Otherwise, you could get third-partied. You could get punched in the face on another circle shifting around. So definitely Nomad Gaming. Clear out the bodies around you. Create that space.
Take a look at Eclipse here as he does want to maintain that peace, but he's still checking on the media. You can't help it. There's a team pushing directly on you in Legacy, and it looks like actually we're going to choose to disengage a bit.
What?
Throwing our hands into Inside Gamer's lap. Just the compound below Potato Hill. Nothing is clear anymore for you guys as we lose one more member, 7BR there.
Well, yeah, because the blue zone is closing on phase 2. People have already got their spot. That's what they called it. Jagger, you've got to find your location. You got to find your compound. But I believe King's team and RESQ, they're engaging on the compound down the south of Ruins.
It's like high northwest, the banana house is out here. Seeing warfare. Kings, looks like we're a continuation of our JoJo battle. Blood does go down. Thrills and Bond and Fresh in one compound. You see Untouched over there at the distance, the alternate angle. If anyone leaves this house from rescue, you're going to be sussed out by that Overwatch angle of Untouched as Bond shifts towards Moon, but Moon defends the external house here, not allowing for that complete push-up.
Nice by Moon, rotate around, but in the end, Fresh comes and knocks him down with the DP28. How are Coyote and Hellfire going to respond? But Untouched knocks down Hellfire from another angle up on top of the hill, leaving Coyote the last player standing, Jaguar.
Absolutely wild. I like what Fresh is doing. He's serving as a sentry in the guard. As that revival happens, he's pushing up on Coyote alone, making it a 1v1 here. I like he's not entering the building. Oh, he's going to building. He said, forget it, Jack. I'm cleaning it up. I'm cleaning it up, Jack. Forget what you said. I'm going in.
Wants to clean up the trash, as they would call it. Nothing against, of course, RESQ, but the Kings team coming in, taking the knockdowns, engaging. That was nice and cleanly done by Kings team, Jaguar.
Down to just 12 teams, and we're going back to that original hold on Potato down to the outskirts of Pachinki. It looks like Angry Kids did suffer a knock onto Nomad. Great distance. As long as there's no one up there to capitalize, we should be able to recoup and recover up here. And immediately after suffering that knock, you see Laddick without hesitation comes to cover that angle while the revive happens. They got synergy. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. They're so intelligent about how they play. I want to point out the location of Unique. Really clean on the coastal line of that mainland, because not only does that allow you to focus solely what is basically an 180-degree perspective, but there's also a lot of spaces that they can actually rotate into the circle. As we do see, it has indeed shifted up northwards, centralized quite nicely. Unique should be in a nice position to get into a compound or a nice hilltop position, shifting directly up north.
And it looks like this half of Unique on the right side is gearing up as the zone shifts north over to our west side, putting ourselves underneath the basin here to avoid that fire from the compound. Gamers United Nation just due west. The other half of the squad, let's see how they ventured out as well. And it looks like Gamers United Nation are putting the shots down upon them. So Milky Way is going to rotate in the same pathway, knowing that it's relatively clear.
Oh my God, but Sweet Chili Sensation are rotating right near Unique. Two teams so close by as Panda does get out. And will he be able to engage onto Unique?
Immediately hopping out, almost achieving a knock, and we do on Roger, getting dropped there. Cannot forget Gamers United Nation in the back. Memphis, you might have to take care of business. Getting tagged up from both angles. Gamers United Nation at the compound, and Sweet Chili above us in the bowl. Roger down, Panda down, Milky Way moving around to the front side to clean it up. Jody staring into the 4 power of Milky Way there. 1 ounce of health, and he stands back up to finish what he started there. 1 member left in Aya from Sweet Chili.
No, that was a little bit unprepared, a little bit weak from Sweet Chili Sensations. Kind of like they got bamboozled, they got pushed on. Unique reacted a lot more effectively than Sweet Chili Sensation, cleaned it up, and now they're going to be able to go in on the dive, clean up the kills, confirm those shots, and take down another squad.
I think you're absolutely right. A little bit disappointing that Sweet Chili was here first, and Team Unique suffering third-party action from the back of Gamers Unite Nation is still able to capitalize, killing 3/4 of your squad here.
Yeah, I am a little bit dubious about the position of Cream Esports inside Pachinki, but let's see if it pays off. From Sweet Chili Sensation was able to survive, but going right into Pachinki on the north side of it.
Like Team Storm is going to stay true to the eastern edge. They try to finally come in to a good positioning in the center, but Unique said back. We're going to put the big bark on you. We're the guard dogs. Even though we're healing up and recouping, we're going to bark so you don't come to our compound or our patch of bowls here.
Definitely, because this circle is so centralized, it's important as Ayu gets taken down, and Sweet Chili Sensations are indeed confirmed. But yeah, it's important that the teams that are on the coastal line, they can't really push too forward in the center circle because teams are already there, Jaguar.
Absolutely. A little bit of a late setup, and that's what it is. However, you have to be that flexible team who can shift from a center positioning focus to an edge mindset. You just have to be that type of team. You won't always get center no matter how strong you are, and you just have to change the strat midway.
Oh my God, so looking right now as we get through phase 3 is closing up. Phase 4 is going to be showing up in the next couple of minutes. The team that's probably looking in the best position is actually, in my opinion, Forehead. Up in the northeast, plenty of space around them, obviously depending on the circle shift, but even if the circle shifts away from them, they're going to have so much space that they can rotate in, but it's a matter of, do they have that information, Jaguar?
Absolutely right, and they should feel pretty comfortable up there. No shots as they control the whole northern third. No one above Potato Hill. It's all theirs. Please be blessed upon you to hold that zone up there. It will be an easier time for you.
Also, NGG in the kind of opposite direction down the southwest. It's a little bit riskier for them because they're on Potato Hill. There's a lot of teams around them, so they could get pinched on how they have to rotate depending on the next circle shift. But right now, it's still not the worst game in the world for them. They're going to be holding on, staying on the edge of the circle, knowing, like I said, like the Team Storm, that they can't really push into the center circle as the next circle has shifted up in the northeast. Forehead looking damn strong.
That is exactly what he's talking about. Forehead looking to be the most clear team up in the north, and the zone is like, you know what, for your efforts I shall reward you, I shall stay with you. Also Nomad centralizing, prioritizing elevation, and the most centralized position in the previous zones. Potato Hill, they get to enjoy their spuds once more.
But it's still going to be very hard. Are they going to be able to cook those fries nicely? Are they going to be matched up into little pieces? We will find out as King are rotating up towards the northwest. A lot of teams are going to get very close to each other, Jag.
I like what Kings are doing. They're not trying to push up on top of Potato Hill. You have to know this late, and with it being blessed in the zone, there's no way you can come upon it. So they're just going to hold down the base. Is Team Storm going for it, though? Unreal. As Kings begin to beat down them from underneath here. This is not what you wanted. You're putting yourself in between a Nomad and King sandwich here.
Yeah, it was a nice play by King's team. Not going too aggressive, as you pointed out correctly. And Nicola comes down and gets a knockdown onto Zad. That leaves the members of Storm down to just 2 players. It's not looking too good for them. Like you said, they are pinched right now inside the circle.
And it looks like they're trying to focus back here on Kings. Kings underneath them, but you can't forget the Nomads, the one you were etching towards the top of the hill, and you're giving them easy knocks here. It's tough. You're out in the open. There's not much you can do, but you got to kind of focus on one. You threw yourself in the sandwich, now focus on one slice of the bread here.
Indeed. MB is going to be the last slice of the bread and the loaf that is the members of the Storms, as he's got to try and hold on, pinch it between the rock. All the while, King's team are now going to have to focus their attention onto NGG, who's shifted out from the south side of Pachinki inside the western part of this circle. Nice shift from them. Inside Games gotten on top of Potato Hill, looking pretty good. AK, Angry Kids, still holding on to that compound on the southwest side.
It looks like it's going to be a bit of a tough time. If you noted that Nomad started to move down south to finish off Team Storm down here, putting themselves directly on top of the boxes, the dead bodies there. You don't want to do that. You noted that they got knocked from that angle from Kings. Don't throw yourself right on top of it and get yourself self-isolated here. Looks like Nicola has began to do that. And he looks like he wants to correct that mistake. He's going to go back up on top of the hill.
Indeed, we did lose, I believe, another team at the hands of RektEsports. Sorry, RektEsports went down at the hands of Unique. Still as a full squad. Fox snipering down onto a member of Cream from their location as the Blue Zone's starting to close in. Teams are getting closer. Forehead are now shifting away from their compound up towards Potato Hill. But how are they going to handle it? As Untouched gets a knockdown onto Ben of NGG.
We're going to go back up to the northern tip, but barely outside of Potato Hill. We're both trying to hold down the underneath crest here, Team 5, Team 7, respectively. Kings and NGG with the crossway battle immediately here. Both need to be aware as they aggress towards each other. The Kings of the Hill still Nomad as Bond comes out in the open, dropping Beast on his own, doing it alone. Clouds appear on top of NGG. Where's your backup?
Man, I gotta say, Kings play so nicely, not only individually, but the way they position themselves, so confident, angled perfectly. They're able to communicate the positions of the opponents around them, and they're punishing them. Incredible play by Kings. They're on 6 kills already. They're in the top 10. I expect big things from them coming into these games.
And look at Cupid trying to walk the dog backwards, staring his scope onto Bond behind the tree and applying some suppressive fire as Beast begins to crawl towards the smoke. Well earned, keeping Bond's aggression back and at bay. We see the flank underneath of Untouched could prove to be a fatal move as you're outside the zone there.
Oh my God, but on the east side, or should I say Angry Kids went right into the location where MB just holding down, prone down, waiting for a perfect opportunity to strike. All the while, Angry Kids, they're more focused on the members of Kings on the north side of the circle.
Yes, right. Angry Kids were down southwest now outside of the zone here for a while. They allowed Cream, I'm not sure how, allowed him to leak out of Pachinki without suffering a casualty to the north. They should have at least got a couple of rotational kills there, and now you're going to have to deal with a full force of Cream, which is never good news as we crash towards them. This should have had to happen. You should have obliterated them, and now they're returning it onto you, doing what you should have done to them, and that is easy clearance for Cream.
Cream Esports, the PMCO finalists. Yes, okay, they didn't get the job done to make it through to the regionals, but at the end of the day, they are an incredibly strong team. They showed their prowess, took down a team with that compound breach. Incredible play.
You gotta respect that strength, and you gotta take care of them while you can, or else, as you see firsthand, they'll take care of you. As Inside Gamers over here, formerly known as Warlord, they're gonna hold the side of a hill. It's so risky, but what can you do?
Oh my God, talk about what can you do? Unique just rolling in, getting the knockdowns on the Nomad Gaming. Nomad Gaming do not know how to respond right now, although Eclipse does get a knockdown onto Zans. But how are they going to respond as Unique are just prowling their way through? Smokes are coming out.
Satsura holding off that right side, dropping Milky Way. It's all on you, young brother. Memphis is here standing in the stables. He's trying to keep them at bay by himself. A Hajlu getting dropped. Satsura, unreal, but he does get dropped in the end. You can't whip through a full squad of Unique no matter how good you are. You need backup. Eclipse, come and help your boy out. He did majority of the damage here. Just one pink bar standing in Memphis. He's on the revive. He did get Milky Way back up, but he's down to 1 drop of health. And now Eclipse says, tag me in. The Hardy Boys here.
Oh my God, Eclipse coming in! No way! In comes a push! Memphis gets the squad wipe on a sliver of health at the hands of Nomad Gaming. I cannot believe Unique survived, and they will do it as a full squad.
Well done to the victors. Go the spoil. Say we want to be the top CIS team on top of Potato Hill. However, it's no longer in the zone of play, but well done. Nobody was able to eradicate them. Nobody was able to even get a knock on Nomad. And Unique said, you know what? If no one's going to do it, we're going to take it into our own hands or they will win this game.
Oh, credit to Nomad, though. You gotta think if Eclipse and Satsura were together in the final moments of that team fight, but it was incredibly hard because Unique just rolled in so aggressively and they surprise attacked Nomad. It was a good effort, but in the end of the day, the top CIS team ended up taking the fight.
That is indeed true, and it looks like Kings moving forward, majority of their squad into the zone. We still have that underneath and outside angle in fresh as we itch on the right side of the hill. Untouched trying to keep by himself. Cream out of the top of the hill and out of the confines of the zone here, barely on the edge. Vito focused, though, on inside gamers up above them, trying to clear a path up and out of the shots from Kings here.
But here's the thing, the location of Cream Esports, in my opinion, is actually a more advantageous position to be in, because if their circle shifts down south, the teams going down the hill are going to be in a very compromised position, but that's before they take each other as Kings are engaging onto Unique.
And it looks like Forehead finally throwing themselves into the optics of play, losing one member, squished behind a tree in the blue zone. Just little cush here. Not much of a cushion to breathe, if you understand what I'm saying. Team 5 over here. Let's move up to Team 5 over here at Kings as we try to hold down the northern edge of the zone. We want to end it all without risking our neck here. That'd be beautiful onto Team Unique here. Utility coming forward. We're going to grasp onto what little straws we have left here.
All the while, they've got to maintain a very aggressive position inside the circle. If I were you, Kings, yes, hold on to the edge, but do what you did a phase earlier. Send 3 players forward. Keep fresh back. Hold on to the angle on the side, because it's going to be incredibly hard with 4 other teams around you as Untouched gets knocked down by Elijah.
Primarily focused over there on Cream. That was his angle. I don't blame him for that. The 2 underneath and bonded thrills, you should have been protecting him from Unique up above. His angle was covered, and because of that one member following, that does allow an opening for Unique to spray another knockdown onto Thrills. Just like that, cookies crumble.
Cookies crumble, but who's going to be the chocolate chip in this game as we're down to 5 teams, 13 players? The circle shifts down south, or should I say up north, but down the hill in the favor of King, should I say, is Cream Esports. They're going to be engaging on the inside games.
Look at Kush, the last remaining member from Forehead, trying to fight forward and into the zone, beating down with grenades onto Unique. He's going to be bleeding out heavily. Probably just let yourself expire there in the smoke. Don't feed another one to Team Unique. 5th place is wonderful for a solo player.
We did lose inside games at the hands of Cream. Nicely executed by Cream. There's still a full squad. Unique get taken down. So do the members of 4, or should I say Angry Kids, as 2 teams that's standing.
4v4, the snakes begin. The scales are out. The smoke's in the way as Cream begins to spread and stretch. Bond with that right side maintenance, sending utility forward, causing them to shift over, and they're sending their own back. He has to shift over literally behind the tree. His butt was exposed to them, but Thrills with the clutch knock there, and they're sending. It's wild. It's wild. Utility's going back and forth, to and fro.
Okay, so Kings, they're spread out more aggressively, but they do have to go up the hill, Jack. If I was Untouched, I'd flank around, and Touch gets a knockdown onto Grease with the Scar. Cream have a higher position, but they're bunched together, so a couple of grenades sending forward. That's going to be the end of Cream, as King have got to try and close this out.
Kings are just condensing on Cream. It is the story of war. You want to occupy more land. That is the basics, and they're moving forward with every foot, every meter that they can acquire as Cream bunches themselves tighter and tighter, sitting ducks here on the blue edge of the zone.
Well, here's the thing. Cream are actually inside the circle, whereas Kings have to move forward based on the blue zone. But like I said, Cream being closer bunched together, Bond was able to get a knockdown, but he gets knocked down in return, leaving Cream down to just 1 player.
Just a solo Pecco as 3/4 of the squad remains. He has about 1/8 health there. And it looks like Vito here in the grass, actually, is going to start bleeding out here. He's going to have a crucial move to make, but he's not able to take it out in the end. Kings team with the first victory of the RESQ Esports semifinals Group A. A total of 19 kills. Almost a 20 bomb on the first one.
And you know what, Jack? Disengaging away from the early part of that North Georgia engagement got them the chicken dinner. Fact! Fact, because if they had them engaged, there was always a 50-50 chance realistically that they could have lost it. They had lost it, they wouldn't have gotten the chicken dinner. It's just, teams need to remember that. Don't always engage early on. Play for the late game. That's what teams did. They engaged forward. They took down RESQ later on when it mattered, when they needed to.
Yeah.
And they then carried on.
They handed them that rain check. They said, we will meet later. Just when we're ready, on our terms, and they proved it to be a success there. Well done, first victory going to Kings there with a total of 19 kills, guys. We'll be back in a matter of minutes. Make sure you hit that command, !Imperium. Follow him on his socials. You felt the energy. You felt it in your heart. Didn't it feel good? Make sure you follow him and see what else he has going down, guys. We'll be back in a matter of minutes. Stand by.
Be aware of, but when you do it right, by God, you can take so much of an area around you and take advantage of the teams rotating.
Absolutely. It takes a confident, super aggressive team to be able to hold every side of Potato Hill, but we saw them do it literally the first game of their qualifying bracket, able to hold on for about 4 zones Potato Hill, and that is where they won it from. So if they can repeat that success, I'm sure they'll be qualifying through to the finals.
So we did see FaZe, who is shifted a little bit down south. Tiny bit of the river and military base in play, but it's not too crazy. I love this kind of circle. It's clean. It's going to allow the team to execute the rotations that they want to, but they will want to get into a spot early. Otherwise, they're going to really find themselves under pressure should they leave it too late.
Looks like angry kids have noted that Potato Hill that you were speaking about being held down by Nomad Gaming. We want to make sure to put some pressure on them as they are up above us. We got to know the structure of your compound. It's tough shots in these warehouses to ring up to the north here up top of Potato Hill. It's going to be a tough time. So that's why you just saw one player hop out with the K9 trying to get some better angles from the side of the house.
And you're talking about going up on the Potato Hill. Legacy is going right past. Now we see the members of Nomad are on high alert. They heard the vehicle. They're going to be looking in the direction of Legacy. How are Legacy going to respond, Jaguar?
Legacy actually moving off to the east might put themselves right into the heels of Wagles here. Everybody trying to get a piece of the potato.
What?
Everybody trying to get a piece of the spud here, but it's not working out to the best vantage point of Legacy. Literally throwing themselves in the middle of 2 strong teams that we talked about here.
Oh my God, Cream knocks down here from Wagles. But how is it going to be coming out? So Lexer pushing forward. Cream looking forward behind the rock. Nice, another knockdown coming down.
Justaka trying to flank around. This might be the 3rd flank knocked around as well. They're going pretty spread here 1 by 1. Karim finally goes down. Give him the full force. Don't give him 1 piece at a time. Return knock. 7BR is dropped, and Chess is trying to hold it down as Ahmed throws himself in the center of the fight here. One standing in Chess, and Ahmed clutches it up, holding down the east side. Wagles off the board here.
The engagement by Wagles was poor, it was disconnected, it was disorientated. Krim was, of course, from Legacy, pulled out so many nice knockdowns behind that rock. And at the end of the day, Potato Hill, it's a hard place to hold on to. It didn't go Wagles' way.
Absolutely, and it looks like Nomad trying to clean off the scraps that Wagles were able to set here for them. We also have opposition below us, can't forget about that, and I like what they're doing there. Eclipse says, you guys have to handle that. I am going to maintain peace down here, and we do have the rest 3/4 of the squad from Legacy a bit south off the edge here, trying to give space to Nomad, and that's a good move as we recoup and recover here.
Yeah, FaZe Nomad Gaming, I know they're a team that play intelligently. They're aggressive when they need to be, and this is a time for Nomad to be aggressive. You do not want to let a team get close to you in Potato Hill, especially in this kind of circle. Otherwise, you could get third-partied. You could get punched in the face on another circle shifting around. So definitely Nomad Gaming, clear out the bodies around you, create that space.
Take a look at clips here as he does want to maintain that peace, but he's still checking on the media. You can't help it. There's a team pushing directly on you in Legacy, and it looks like actually we're going to choose to disengage a bit.
What?
Throwing our hands into Inside Gamer's lap. Just the compound below Potato Hill. Nothing is clear anymore for you guys as we lose one more member, 7BR there.
Well, yeah, because the blue zone is closing on phase 2. People have already got their spot. That's what they called it. Jagger, you've got to find your location. You got to find your compound. But I believe King's team and RESQ, they're engaging on the compound down the south of Ruins.
Like high northwest, the banana houses out here, seeing warfare. Kings, looks like we're a continuation of our JoJo battle. Blood does go down. Thrills and Bond and Fresh in one compound. You see Untouched over there at the distance, the alternate angle. If anyone leaves this house from Rescue, you're going to be sussed out by that Overwatch angle of Untouched as Bond shifts towards Moon, but Moon defends the external house here, not allowing for that complete push-up.
Nice by Moon, rotate around, but in the end, Fresh comes and knocks him down with the DP28. How are Coyote and Hellfire going to respond? But Untouched knocks down Hellfire from another angle up on top of the hill, leaving Coyote the last player standing, Jaguar.
Absolutely wild. I like what Fresh is doing. He's serving as a sentry in the guard. As that revival happens, he's pushing up on Coyote alone, making it a 1v1 here. I like he's not entering the building. Oh, he's going to building. He said, forget it, Jack. I'm cleaning it up. I'm cleaning it up, Jack. Forget what you said. I'm going in.
Wants to clean up the trash, as they would call it. Nothing against, of course, RESQ, but the Kings team coming in, taking the knockdowns, engaging. That was nice and cleanly done by Kings team, Jaguar.
Down to just 12 teams, and we're going back to that original hold on Potato down to the outskirts of Pachinki. It looks like Angry Kids did suffer a knock onto Nomad. Great distance. As long as there's no one up there to capitalize, we should be able to recoup and recover up here. And immediately after suffering that knock, you see Laddick without hesitation comes to cover that angle while the revive happens. They got synergy, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. They're so intelligent about how they play. I want to point out the location of Unique. Really clean on the coastal line of that mainland, because not only does that allow you to focus solely what is basically an 180-degree perspective, but there's also a lot of spaces that they can actually rotate into the circle. As we do see, it has indeed shifted up northwards, centralized quite nicely. Unique should be in a nice position to get into a compound or a nice hilltop position, shifting directly up north.
And it looks like this half of Unique on the right side is gearing up as the zone shifts north over to our west side, putting ourselves underneath the basin here to avoid that fire from the compound. Gamers United Nation just due west. The other half of the squad, let's see how they ventured out as well. And it looks like Gamers United Nation are putting the shots down upon them, so Milky Way is going to rotate in the same pathway, knowing that it's relatively clear.
Oh my god, but Sweet Chili Sensation are rotating right near Unique. Two teams so close by as Panda does get out. And will he be able to engage onto Unique?
Immediately hopping out, almost achieving a knock. And we do on Roger getting dropped there. Cannot forget Gamers United Nation in the back. Memphis, you might have to take care of business. Getting tagged up from both angles. Gamers United Nation at the compound and Sweet Chili above us in the bowl. Roger down, Panda down, Milky Way moving around to the front side to clean it up. Jody staring into the 4 power of Milky Way there. 1 ounce of health, and he stands back up to finish what he started there. 1 member left in Aya from Sweet Chili.
No, that was a little bit unprepared, a little bit weak from Sweet Chili Sensation. It's kind of like they got bamboozled, they got pushed on. Unique reacted a lot more effectively than Sweet Chili Sensation, cleaned it up, and now they're going to be able to go in on the dive, clean up the kills, confirm those shots, and take down another squad.
I think you're absolutely right. A little bit disappointing that Sweet Chili was here first, and Team Unique suffering third-party action from the back of Gamers Unite Nation is still able to capitalize, killing 3/4 of your squad here.
Yeah, I am a little bit dubious about the position of Cream Esports inside Pachinki, but let's see if it pays off. From Sweet Chili Sensation was able to survive, but going right into Pachinki on the north side of it.
So Team Storm is going to stay true to the eastern edge. They try to finally come in to a good positioning in the center, but Unique said back. We're going to put the big bark on you. We're the guard dogs. Even though we're healing up and recouping, we're going to bark so you don't come to our compound or our patch of bowls here.
Definitely, because this circle is so centralized, it's important as Ayu gets taken down. And Sweet Chili Sensations are indeed confirmed. But yeah, it's important that the teams that are on the coastal line, they can't really push too forward in the center circle because teams are already there, Jaguar.
Absolutely, a little bit of a late setup, and that's what it is. However, you have to be that flexible team who can shift from a center positioning focus to an edge mindset. You just have to be that type of team. You won't always get center, no matter how strong you are, and you just have to change the strat midway.
Oh my God, so looking right now as we get through phase 3 is closing up. Phase 4 is going to be showing up in the next couple of minutes. The team that's probably looking in the best position is actually, in my opinion, Forehead. Up in the northeast, plenty of space around them, obviously depending on the circle shift, but even if the circle shifts away from them, they're going to have so much space that they can rotate in, but it's a matter of, do they have that information, Jaguar?
Absolutely right, and they should feel pretty comfortable up there. No shots as they control the whole northern third. No one above Potato Hill. It's all theirs. Please be blessed upon you to hold that zone up there. It will be an easier time for you.
Also, NGG in the kind of opposite direction down the southwest. It's a little bit riskier for them because they're on Potato Hill. There's a lot of teams around them, so they could get pinched on how they have to rotate depending on the next circle shift. But right now, it's still not the worst game in the world for them. They're going to be holding on, staying on the edge of the circle, knowing, like I said, like the Team Storm, that they can't really push into the center circle as the next circle has shifted up in the northeast. Forehead looking damn strong.
That is exactly what he's talking about. Forehead looking to be the most clear team up in the north. And
is that how they play out?
Welcome back. Getting ready to crack off game 2 of the $1,200 RESQ Esports Tournament semifinals, Group A. I'm here with the man, the myth, the imp. How you feeling after that game?
Man, I'm feeling pretty good. Some overall impressive play from a lot of these teams, like King's team. Look, you know, Chicken Dinner, 19 kills, incredibly good game for them. Cream Esports breaching on the compound of, I forget who it was exactly. I think it was I don't know if it was who was it?
Angry Kids?
No, it wasn't actually Angry Kids. I'm not exactly sure who it was, to be honest. But they breached on the compound of the team outside of Bachinki, took them out, and then they just were able to clean up on top of the hill, took down the inside game. So it was an impressive game from Cream Esports as well. Even Angry Kids putting in a good performance. Nomad Gaming, some really impressive play. Some teams not really performing how they should. Bro, Reboot, I expect a bit better. I know that they kind of struggle at times from what I've seen them from them in scrims, so I'm hoping that they can improve themselves as we get through these semifinal games.
Man, that crazy push-up by Team Unique onto Nomad. It was a crazy rebuttal as well. I think Satsuda over there almost clutched it, but I don't even know how. I believe it was frozen in that stable. What was that thing? A horse stable? Looks like it. I don't know.
It was a horse. It was like a horse stable. Yeah,
something like that. It was to clutch it up about 1/8 of health left. I was like, how are you alive? How did you do that? Two of our strongest CIS teams absolutely battling it out for supremacy there. And
yeah, definitely.
CIS champs took it. That was pretty fantastic.
And look, plus those circles were incredibly clean, Jaguar. They were really nice. They were central. No real crazy shifts, I would say, throughout the whole game, other than maybe a little bit kind of north and south of the Potato Hill.
Right.
But outside of that, they were nice. Every team should have been able to have rotated the way they wanted to. We did see some nice reactions from the teams on the coastal line, like NGG, who were holding on, and they shifted out when they had to. But yeah, those circles were nice.
The craziest part is that Kings, they're like, oh, you're going to shout us out and say we're super aggressive? Let us show you. Let us show you. And they actually lived up to their calling card. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's game time. We are indeed in the aircraft. Let's
So playing trajectory from the east to the west, pretty central, I must add, Jag. So we'll allow the teams to get through pretty much to where they want to. We know Cream like to land down on the outskirts of Los Leones. I don't think that's changed. I'm wondering who's going to go into Picado, where the other teams are going to go, because I don't know all the drops from all the teams. You might be able to inform me more from that point of view.
Actually not aware of all of them either myself. It is going to be a bit different, but I kind of alluded to it on the qualifying brackets that all of these teams should be somewhat familiar with each other if they're aware with what they did in their PMCL qualifying regions, which most of them are. They're students of the game, but you just don't know until you play them. So all these teams here are probably used to being big dogs in the region. Nobody lands with you. However, you have different regions and different fields of play here. You might just note 2 or 3 teams with you, and you're not used to that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's something that these teams are definitely going to get used to throughout these 8 semi-final games. Of course, when we talk about like 8-game series, it is about kind of consistency. You want to get consistent results. So Kings will want to follow up with, doesn't necessarily have to be another chicken dinner, although they wouldn't say no to it. But yeah, you want to get a kind of nice top 5 every single game with a juicy amount of kills. Happy days, Bob's your uncle. That'll carry you forward.
Sure.
Oh my god! I sure be grand. Grand again. Sure, Bob's your uncle. Fanny's your aunt. You know. Like,
who? Fanny's your aunt?
Yeah, so it's a saying in Ireland. It's like Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt.
Does that mean like you hit it on the nose? Like you're correct?
No, I don't know. It just means kind of you get it done. You know.
I don't know. I just say it.
I just say it, man. Yeah, honestly, that's like.
So here we are, originating in south and underneath the zone itself, actually centralizing itself around a graveyard here. But at Los Leones, we have 3 different teams. This is what we talked about here. RESQ, and then we did note who skated off to that east side, actually. It looks like Cream. So this is kind of what we spoke about, 3 different teams here, and they're probably not used to landing with multiple facets, as Inside Gamers, formerly Warlords, hold down the north side of Leones, and down south belongs to RESQ. First knock of the game, though. Higher north, El Azahar. Team Unique are getting 2 knocks onto Legacy here. Early onset.
Yeah, it was Unique got there before them. They're now going to look to drive forward. 7BR going to look to try and get the revive, but Milky Way is kind of on his own. He's going on a one-man fishing trip to get those kills, to look to bait the rest of Legacy, but the revive has come out, so it's going to be pretty hard for Milky Way. Where is the cavalry?
They're coming up. He's keeping them suppressed there, put a couple shots, force them back into the building. 7BR alone on that immediate as Frozen begins to flank around the south side of the street there. Might note Ahmed trying to get that revival on Rim there, excuse me.
Yeah, you shouldn't. It'd be really kind of a badly missed opportunity for Unique if they let the revive comes out, but Frozen is really flanking around that gas. Gas
station. I don't know.
Gas station. There you go.
And it looks like utility being sent his way. They have heard the crunching of the sand. They know there's an external flank here. One more toss. That one a little bit truer. Does hit and connect on Frozen. He doesn't like that one. The way that one tasted. He's going to shift actually into the station itself. So it turned into from what looked like a pretty dominant cleanup into a regular 4v4 standoff once more.
Yeah, Frozen is just going to have to let it go. Let it go. Maybe be one with the wind and the stars, as he's going to look to join up with the rest of his team. Legacy really disengaging nicely away from that. I'd say the player from Legacy that's under the most pressure will be 3LA. Other than that, the other 3 members are kind of pretty safe, although Analysis coming in from the side could really punish Legacy.
Absolutely. It looks like they absolutely, by all means, want that external angle. We lost it with Frozen. Ahaju says, no, I'm going further, bringing the vehicle far on the outside angle here. Might throw himself out of the actual field of action.
This is a bit of a disorientated positioning from Unique. It looked good, but I feel like they're getting a bit too disconnected. Memphis is probably the player that's furthest away from any kind of action right now. Analysis has joined in, gonna get close to Frozen, so that could be a 2-man push onto the members of Legacy. All the while, Milky Way still trying to find the angle, find the position. Memphis is indeed positioning around. This is pretty good now for Unique. They've turned it around.
Yeah, it looks like Frozen and Ahaju want to isolate Ahmed. But Karim here as well, right underneath Frozen. Milky Way just serving as a sentry, I believe, trying to keep 3LA and 7BR off across the street while we deal with half the squad here from Legacy.
Got a pre-fire shoot. Frozen is going aggressive. Although he kind of is on his own, I would worry about that. He could get blasted back in the face. Gonna have to be very careful as he disengages away. This is good stuff. Nice communication coming out from Team Unique, as they are just completely shifting around to the opposite side of the town. They're teasing Legacy right now, trying to find the perfect play to execute that engagement.
Actually, these two teams showing that they're super sufficient in close range. Somehow, 360 around the clock, counter and flanking around each other. And I like how Legacy Kareem did come to the front side of the street. He knew the coverage angles were on the backside. He actually drops Frozen. He was so quiet for so long. They didn't know he was here. Return shots onto Kareem from Ahajlu. Counter flanking once more. Back across the street. Doesn't quite drop him. Not able to thirst Frozen here because of the coverage there. Literally underneath, and the molly comes out. Ahajlu trying to keep him at bay, but Kareem says, I will not be staved off of my meal. He still is, though.
Now this is going to look to push back the members of Legacy from around, but Memphis has to try and get the job done, but Memphis gets knocked down, clapped by Ahmed.
Third person peeking, offering his butt cheeks to them, and they'll take that. Sorry about that reference, guys. Okay, anyways, Legacy moving forward towards Ahajlu is just what happened. I just call what I see, guys. Ahmed in the street like Terminator, running down the roadway. Ahajlu still at that northwest, actually disengaging. Unique is falling.
You give them an inch, they're gonna take a mile. Unique didn't close out the team fight in the early parts when they had to. And Legacy have driven in, gotten 3 knocks, gonna get 3 kills. And Unique are just gonna run away with their tail between their legs.
Ahajlu will be the last-ditch effort that they have to make it towards the upper brackets of the leaderboard here. That is absolutely an impressive recovery game from Legacy. From down to 1 player knocked and 1 on the immediate, with the full squad of Unique pushing to overcoming and holding it down strong here. Now, Azahar, wow.
Now, we do have a team fight going on between the team of AX. I don't know exactly who that is. AK, sorry, Angry Kids, my apologies. Kind of looks like an X between like Sweet Chili Sensation.
And it looks like we have lost Roger. He is knocked, not quite confirmed. Eagle tossing up utility, trying to confirm it, but explodes in the sky. A little bit too premature there as Panda tries to hold down the right side of this small plateau and clear out what is beginning to be a 4v4 standoff here.
On a random factual side note, as we see, actually, no, you know what? I'll mention it later on because Josie's going to try and hold on, push back Exile, but Ink comes in.
Oh, what were you doing? What are you doing? Living up to your name, and it's going to pay repercussions there. Driving a slow bus directly towards the center of the battle. Not a flank, but directly up in hills as well. You know that slows your speed, and Jody's like, is this real? I will eat this. Thank you.
Yeah, indeed. That's going to give Jody a chance to get the revive off. What was looking pretty good for Angry Kids is going to be clapped back as Wild Alone. Going to try and crawl away in through the desert dirt towards Eagle for the revive to come through. I would like to see AK flank around a little bit more. As a 4-man team, they have that man advantage over Sweet Chili Sensation.
Roger will be gaining that far outside left angle of the battle, looking to achieve even more on the outside. Angry Kids are going to fall off the crest of the hill here and want to disengage here. They said, well, this is not the easiest fight that we thought it was going to be. Maybe we should peel back a bit. This early battle won't serve us well.
Yeah, I did like the position from Fox, though. He did flank around how I kind of wanted to, how I envisioned, but then he wrapped back around to join up with the rest of his team, so he's kind of taken that position away. But because he got the shots off onto the member of Sweet Chili Sensations without getting a knockdown, I'd imagine he felt he should have just repositioned so he didn't get caught out. So nice play from Angry Kids to respond. Still going to stay as a full squad, and Sweet Chili Sensations just wanting to back away. Let's not forget that the blue zone is closing in, and neither of these teams are inside the circle yet, Jack.
Yeah, they definitely want to be aware of that. However, they do have a nice little slice of pie. Whoever disengages first, that southwest fourth of the zone there could be pretty clear all the way up to Graveyard and San Martin. Move and hold up at Picado, maybe? Whoever can disengage or survive this.
What's your favorite type of pie, Jack?
I actually don't eat pie.
You don't eat. You're American and you don't eat pie.
I knew it. I knew he's gonna say I actually don't eat pie.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm American, but I'm raised in a
Wow.
Caribbean Nigerian household. My mom.
Fair.
So they don't really do sweets and cheese and fried foods.
Oh,
I get it all the
okay.
time. I get all
No worries.
crazy foods. They're like, oh man, you don't eat fried chicken? I don't. I don't.
That's so
guys.
stereotypical.
I mean, some stereotypes are true. I mean, I know I got a lot of, Okay, we're done. Anyways, we're gonna look to the southern edges of the zone here, Leonis. Yeah, I don't eat fried chicken. I'll send you my address if you want to give me. Anyways, Rescue will be moving into the southern edges of the zone here, just escaping that Los Leones stack cream underneath him as well. Hold on, bro. Getting busy. High northeast.
Yeah, there's 3 teams around. You got NGG. You've got the side of the Storms, and of course, Bro Reborn. They're looking to be reborn right now as they are going to be getting pretty close. Radex is going forward. The Storms are feeling the heat. NGG are in another direction, but is going to be a potential in this Cruzoval area.
Look at Radex setting up that alternate angle on this immediate compound push. Bro Reboot definitely wants to collect some points, but they got to be careful. Don't want to go out in early like they did last match, as NGG is underneath this battle as well.
I think NGG are kind of disengaging. They're not quite a full squad. They don't want to engage just yet. And I would say that's clever play. Allow those 2 teams around them to take each other out. They will have heard the shots. They're going to wait on down the hill as the Storm's trying to hold on to Bro Reborn. Evil Mo gets back on the bike and might look to flank around to the side. But does he know that NGG are definitely closer to that low ground location on the dip of the cliff?
Bleak Snake trying to wrap around this left side, tossing his own utility. About 4, none going into the doorway, but it looks like a Molotov finally from Red X rings true and drops MB down to 1/3 of health. They're sending their own utility in defense as well and keeping them at bay. That's why they have not breached the doors quite yet.
They've got to go for the push. Yes, they want to try and find the perfect angle, find the perfect spot, but there's no time like the present, Jack. Just go in. You've got the full squad. You've got them pinched around.
And it looks like we're finally going in. They said, okay, fine, Imperium. We hear you. We do stuff for a knock on the immediate. Trying to snake out the background, but wrapping around with the M16 suppressed will be Tolom here, and he does have evil mode upon him. Oh my goodness. Not just that they won, they only suffered 1 knock. Bro.
Okay,
no pun
honestly, I'm not to blame for that. Yeah, I said they should have engaged, but that's you know what? Talam did a fantastic job of disengaging on the outside of that mini church and was able to help execute the squad fight. Bro Reboot just not getting the job done.
Absolutely not. That was I think a distinct moment that changed the winds of that battle. That flank round and leaving the his previous building there. Talam had that was beautiful right there. Hashu looks like he's trying to get busy on this third party, well, not third party, but the cleanup action here. I don't even know if I'd be ringing out any shots right now. It's a little bit too early for you, my brother. Just maybe move forward into the small regions of the zone and try to hold yourself a pocket.
Yeah, especially when he's the last player standing for Team Unique. So looking at phase 2, it's gone down south quite nicely, which is great for these teams because a lot of the teams are already inside the circle. So the harsh rotation isn't really going to be required. Of course, Cream coming in from the east, they're going to go right by RESQ or in the compounds either side of the road outside Junkyard.
Yeah, Cream always good at their caravan mentality. You see all the way to almost center or off of the east 1/3 and outside of the eastern edge. They have a span there, and that is what it's about as well. You're going to maintain your peace and be able to not be able to give a full card explosion to another team, and also you're getting in more information. Now you know from the eastern edge all the way to almost center is clear.
Pretty much indeed, but they're gonna have to be very careful. Another 2 teams that have great positions is Wagles, Esports, and Nomad Gaming. Nomad Gaming on top of the huge rocks pretty much in the central part of the circle. Yeah, okay, if they do have to disengage, that's gonna be hard, but Cream and RESQ, they're going to be put down as Ranger gets confirmed.
Couldn't even click on him. He did Paris there, but Pecco looking for a retaliation knock onto Coyote, staring down the 8 power of the K9, hoping for the precise moment. But that animal, that Coyote, is not going to stand still for you. You won't get it that easy.
So sending a scout forward, that wasn't really a bad call from Cream. I'm not a huge fan of scouts, but in that moment, in that play when they were coming in from the east side pretty late on, I don't mind that.
What would you have them rather have done in that situation?
Well, of course, it would have been nicer for them to wrap around more heavily, maybe towards north, but it was always going to be incredibly difficult because they really hard shifted down to southeast of Los Leones. They were rotating in pretty late, just naturally on that rotation, as Blood knocks down Reeves. Nice flank from Rex.
Well learned. Speaking of the wraparound that you were saying, Blood taking it to heart and is going to hold the backside of this hilltop. They were pushing up from one angle. Pretty easy to flank there. That's just a disadvantage you have when you lost that member. And we're trying to escape now. But Blood, full foot dash towards them. If he gets one peek on top of this hill, maybe he can confirm on Vito there in the slow bus.
Yeah, it's look, Cream have rotated in a much better position, but they should still play pretty passive hold on. They're well inside the circle. You want to try and get the angles, but Pecco with the knockdown onto Coyote. He's not listening to me, and I'm okay with that.
He said, we're down, but we're not out, and I like that. That is absolutely tactical. That's militaristic. If you just run away, that's just running away. But to cover your 6 and retreat strategically, that is military strat right there.
Yeah, definitely. Incredible play, but Blood from a distance claps back. Will Pecco get bleeding out? I should be safe.
Yeah, it looks like he does hit the backside of the mound, but I don't think ReSQ is done here. Is that Moon in a vehicle coming forward?
No way.
Oh my! What type of aggression?
Man,
we will not let this one go. Is this personal?
Well, you know what? I agree with that, right? Because you've taken down 2 members. I'm all for that. Be aggressive, take down a squad, because you're eliminating more bodies in the lobby. You're eliminating more potentials of being clapped in the back later on. I like that from RESQ.
Hopefully the rest of RESQ does join with Moon. He has self-isolated himself, as we all should be doing. Stay in the safe zone, chicken dinner at home. But he self-isolated himself on this far angle. And luckily for him, Vito is still disengaging there. He's like, you're on your own, Pecco. You're in that center of the bowl, and here comes Blood to the crest of the mound there.
Okay, is Blood going a little bit close to comfort? He's finding them. He's looking for them. Pecco is pinched. He's in a spot of trouble. Blood looking for the high ground.
Oh,
he finds Pecco.
Through the windshield, through the walls, to the sweat. Okay, we're going over to Vito here. I'm not going to finish that lyric. And Vito on foot, wanting to disengage here. And if he gets to the top of this mountain, you're going to put yourself back into their trajectory, unbeknowingly.
He's just got nowhere he can go for now.
Tough.
He's just inside the circle, and Legacy are rotating down towards them as well. We did see Phase 3 shift up north right into the hands of King's team, looking pretty good. NGG also have a nice position, sweet chili sensation, but that's the end of Cream. I called Legacy getting close to them. They find the Vito, they find the Cream, they take them down.
And now they know there is another team at that backside. Legacy and RESQ should be aware of each other, but this one is not mandatory.
Talk about not being mandatory. Forehead are just going right close by to Wagles Esports, just rotating in from the south unorthodoxly, but they're going to look to try and hold on. They get inside. That's all they're happy about for now, and now they look to try and find Wagles, find the angles, get the shots off.
Bars. Wagles found the angles. All right, so we did note there is a bit of a hilltop-to-hilltop battle, and even closer will be Lexer, so we're going to disengage and try to wrap around to somewhere clear, trying to go all the way south around this, but Nomad on that plateau might be able to eat back here.
Yeah, Nomad deciding to hold on to that very high ground position for now. Maybe punish a couple of teams rotating from the east and the northeast location. Of course, they will want to think about how they want to disengage, but Aldic pushing down Forehead.
And Forehead, leaving ourselves in the center of this trap. We were trying to disengage, but Wagles not allowing that. Off of that northern side here. Utility reigning fourth here. They said if we... Oh my goodness, Justaka. What is this?
Oh man, that's what happens when you leave it too late to rotate in and you push into centralize. You get pinched between teams. You're gonna get punished, but credit where credit's due. Forehead are actually disengaging with 2 players kept alive.
Absolutely wild escape here. Burning truck hitting a ditch, and you're gonna have to maintain your peace there as Satsuda and the rest of Nomad, the great overwatchers from Potato Hill to a plateau on Miramar. It is our calling card. Satsuda getting that knock on Kush there.
All the while, we do see a bit of engagement between Gamers Unite Nation and RESQ outside the circle, just to mention that.
Wow. Gamers Unite Nation came from far southwest on the left, and now we're over here on the southeast. What a complete southern wraparound here to be bumping into a RESQ, who did a good move of disengaging from that Wagles, that Nomad, and that 4-head triangle there.
Yeah, but it's definitely not over yet. It's not too easy for RESQ. The blue zone's going to be closing in. Gamers Unite Nation are going to be going right towards the hands of the 2 remaining players of Forehead. They're licking their wounds though, so I wonder how aggressive they're going to look to be. It's being answered. Puchok firing bullets towards Gamers Unite.
Oh, wow. From being pressed with our backs against the ropes to now looking to who are outside the zone, maybe to achieve some more points here. We know we won't have the highest fragging game anymore, but if we can get those free choke point rotational kills, that'll help us make our cause.
Okay, we're seeing some high circle shifts shifting up north on the next phase. So all the teams down south, they're going to have an incredibly hard job rotating through to the circle. You're looking at AX, you're looking at Nomad, you're looking at Gamers Unite Nation, you're looking at Forehead, you're looking at, of course, Wagles, all going to have to try and find a way into the circle.
Now this just might be Nomad's southern region to control. Majority of teams out into their south, they have the elevation and even a clear escape route if they go directly northwest. They should note that clear as they suffered shots from Wagles to the north, and I think Nikola is doing just that. He's like, yeah, I hear you. Taking that northwest passage. Well done. That's how you get the information.
Yeah, exactly. Send them 1 by 1 or 2 by 2. Leave 2 on top of the mountain to try and punish players around. Pick them off 1 by 1. Although now they're going to send all 4 members forward. Sweet Chili Sensation have gotten there first. So that could be a bit of an engagement we will have to hold on to and be very aware of as Panda taking a little bit of damage.
So I would have definitely said absolutely on the southern edge here, the advantage belongs to Sweet Chili, but Nomad, extra aggressive, wanting to barrel their way forward. As you noted, the high north shift of the zone would cause a lot of choke down here on the south as we suffer our first knock, our second knock. Nikola and Satsuda confirmed there on the immediate mound. Jody pushing forward.
Yes, that's what I talked about. Sweet Chili Sensation getting forward into the circle. Panda gets a third with the beautiful AUG in his hands.
What a
Leaves Alec
reflex.
just the last player left standing.
Wow, from looking to be about the most prime team down south to just one straggler remaining here in Aldic as he shoots off that right side and immediately switches to the left. I think he was trying to get in the bus, but it's not time for that. You've got to clear it out by the grace. Oh my goodness. And they just surrounded that one and conquered. That is what is to be expected, delivering ourselves directly to the controllers of the south edges of the zone. Sweet Chili here.
And that's why I would have sent only 1 player forward as opposed to all 4 members, because that went against all of the Nomad gaming team rather than just 1 player. But the fight now going on the southeast side.
It's just a battle for the south over here, this time on the eastern edge, a continuation of that Wagles rescue battle. In the shack, 2 utility going forward. We're sandwiched and pushed down here. Loki down to 1 drop of health. Loki is not looking in the best way here as we're sending everything we have. I like how we left Chest and Just Steak on the backside, noting Forehead and Sweet Chili's back there as well. Never mind, Chest down.
Oh my god, Forehead punishing Wagles from behind. Wagles have got to be aware. Do not look too in a narrow-minded direction. This is Miramar, baby. The Zeta open fields will come into play. And now they turn their attentions on the Forehead inside the blue zone. But the circle has shifted away.
And it looks like they wanted to focus their efforts on Tenchik here, but that alternate angle provided by Puchok serves as a distraction here.
Yep.
And Wagles is going to be shifting over to their west, but being held off here. We wanted to move forward and clear a path through rescue, but what's behind you, what you started back here, is not finished yet.
On a side note, we have seen Sweet Chili Sensation take down inside games on the south side. They've got 7 kills so far. That's a damn good game from Sweet Chili Sensation so far.
And that is also it for Forehead. Blessed for rescue there, that this team that was pressing you, Wagles, had some back opposition there, and that allowed you the moment of respite that you needed.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nice play coming out from Wagles to focus very effectively, but Kings still on the northwest side of the circle, holding on as a full squad. Angry Kids still doing what they can as a 2-man team. You got NGG rotating in, Legacy not inside the circle just yet, and the last remaining player of Unique still in this game.
Absolutely wild. The survival power there being on display by a Hajlu. Clearest but farthest from the zone out there. And the Kings of the North just seems to be a theme for them as we move in from the northwest. The zone did shift southwest, but they're going to be pretty clear to control that western side. Maybe some opposition down below from Team 20 Angry Kids down here.
Nice for NGG. They've gotten into the only compound inside the circle. It's pretty much in the center as well. And by the side of the road, Legacy from a distance. They're going to push players out as they try to create a space inside the north side of the circle. But now they've got to wrap around as a full squad together. Kings are right in front of them. You got NGG down the south of them. Let's see if they can find the spots, find the positions, and the little dips that they can hold on to.
Legacy looking to clear this northern edge here. We are joined on the west side by Kings, and Thrills getting dropped by Ahmed. Good job of prioritizing here. We do know that beneath us will be Team 7, Team NGG down there, but we don't have to worry about that right now. It's time to prioritize on Kings.
Although in saying that, Bond is not afraid to clap back onto the members of Storms, so they're being pinched from both angles right now. King's trying to hold on, the Storm coming through. MP gets knocked down, leaving Tulum the last player standing.
Tulum, the one who clutched up the last direct battle against Bro. He's going to have to do it once more. However, getting beat and bullied by the blue and Kings underneath you won't serve for the best odds here.
Ahmed knocks down Lucky from RESQ. The circle shifts down south right into the palm of hands of the teams like NGG and Sweet Chili Sensation. So the teams up north now find themselves under pressure outside the circle, outside the safe zone. Well, of course, it's about trying to stay inside the safe zone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And it looks like NGG now on the northern edge of the zone. If Kings do not rotate west, and if LGC Legacy does not rotate east, I don't know how much east you can go, Legacy. You're on the edge of the blue zone there. You're going to drive yourself directly into the ravine that belongs to NGG, and they have nothing to do but await your arrival.
Here's the thing, though. If I was a team like Legacy or Kings, I'd just compound breach. Put the game, put the team fight in your control, Jack. You've got nothing to lose at that point. Overtake it, take NGG out, surprise them, but in the end, Thrills gets knocked down by Panda of Sweet Chili.
And they might not even have to worry about NGG in the ravine. We have from plateau to plateau. We have a south side to a north side battle. Wagles getting some knocks on Legacy. That cannot help you as to your left is a full squad of Kings as well. Excuse me, trio squad of Kings over here to your left.
This is incredible. Cupid takes down Bond. That's going to leave just fresh and untouched left standing. Angry Kid still holding on, but the Blue Zone is playing a big part. As it Legacy are also going to go down at the hands of the Blue Zone. It's closing in. The team's down the south on top of the hill, just looking at the pixels in front of them.
Hif trying to push up and clear off and finish rescue here. However, you started that fight with Legacy to the north, and they're going to knock you and keep you at bay. What a blessing for blood here.
Oh my God, Roger nearly takes down Justaka, but Jody comes in. That's going to be the end.
Jody well earned with the clearance off of that MK and replacing them on their backside coverage here. We're going to note for sure Rescue Blood in that smoke there.
Yep.
Waiting for the prime time.
A big part, but he has to kind of go down the hill, right? Because the compound that NGG holds onto is still inside the circle. Jody takes on Blood. That's the end of rescue. We're down to 3 teams. How the hell has Fresh managed to keep himself in this game, held on, allowed the teams around them incredible play. And this is the consistency from King's team. Jag, first place game 1, in the top 3 game 2. This is looking good for them.
Really unfathomable that he is alive, Fresh, and he's actually moving forward here. I would have waited just a little bit, but it seems like some shots ringing out true will bait him towards the zone here. He's gonna have to dance with Panda, getting heavy shots, leaving down to about 1/10 of health, 4 power on the AUG. Gonna switch to the AK for the immediate, noting his helmet above the rock, strafing from right to left, and Panda's waiting for his coverage, but it didn't arrive in time as Jody is now in the field of play here.
King Fresh. Fresh has got 4 kills so far.
God.
You want to add more to it. Jody's out in the open, but the pre-fire from Jody. My God. Fresh.
Fresh is unreal. Prioritizing left side and right side of the rock, able to keep himself out of the full spray of Jody and just confusing him there. And it looks like NGG has left their compound in pursuit of the last player that they know is above them.
4v1. Can Fresh become the king of the mountain? But it does me too much.
And that is it. That is what is supposed to have happened. A full squad of NGG absolutely prioritizing zone and then pushing up when it was needed to clear off Fresh and clear off their first victory of the night. Well earned, NGG.
Yeah, GG indeed to NGG. Of course, the fact that they rotated into a compound, it was inside the circle, it then shifted still in that direction. It meant they could just allow the teams around them just to take each other out between the north, the south, with the blue zone and play. Of course, a great play by them. But Kings, second place in 12 kills, first place with 19 kills in game 1. That, honestly, dominating.
31 kills, first place and second place in 2 games.
Wow.
That's fantastic. Wow. Remember, the top half will qualify into the finals. So, Kings, nothing is set in stone until the last blade of grass on Sandhawk. However, they are throwing themselves into that top leaderboard there. Well earned.
Yeah, definitely. And also, they're taking kills away from other teams as well. They're really absorbing a lot of kills, which means that teams maybe in the bottom half of the standings might not be able to get as many points as is required to get into the top 8. So it's really kind of interesting. We're seeing that kind of top half heavy kill count from these teams in the first 2 games.
Yeah, that is actually right. That's super greedy. They're like, not only are we going to take all the placement points, we're going to take all the kill points. You guys figure out what you can do from there. Well earned, well earned. All right, guys, we're going to take a small break. Take a look at the replay, and we'll be back in a matter of minutes. Stand by. Getting some knocks on Legacy that cannot help you as
It's a little bit risky.
serving as a sentry, I believe, trying to keep 3LA and 7BR off across the street while we deal with half the squad here from Legacy.
Got a pre-fire shoot. Frozen is going aggressive. Although he kind of is on his own, I would worry about that. He could get blasted back in the face. Gonna have to be very careful as he disengages away. This is good stuff. Nice communication coming out from Team Unique, as they are just completely shifting around to the opposite side of the town. They're teasing Legacy right now, trying to find the perfect play to execute that engagement.
Actually, these two teams showing that they're super sufficient in close range. Somehow, 360 around the clock, counter and flanking around each other. And I like how Legacy Kareem did come to the front side of the street. He knew the coverage angles were on the backside. He actually drops Frozen. He was so quiet for so long, they didn't know he was here. Return shots onto Kareem from Mahajlu. Counter flanking once more, back across the street. Doesn't quite drop him. Not able to thirst Frozen here because of the coverage there. Literally underneath, and the molly comes out. Ahaju trying to keep him at bay, but Kareem says, I will not be staved off of my meal.
Now this is going to look to push back the members of Legacy from around. But Memphis has to try and get the job done. But Memphis gets gets knocked down, clapped by Ahmed.
Third person peeking, offering his butt cheeks to them, and they'll take that. Sorry about that reference, guys. Okay, anyways, Legacy will be moving forward towards a Hajlu. It's just what happened. I just call what I see, guys. A man in the street like Terminator, running down the roadway. A Hajlu still at that northwest, actually disengaging. Unique is falling.
You give them an inch, they're gonna take a mile. Unique didn't close out the team fight in the early parts when they had to. And Legacy have driven in, gotten 3 knocks, gonna get 3 kills, and Unique are just gonna run away with their tail between their legs.
Hajj will be the last-ditch effort that they have to make it towards the upper brackets of the leaderboard here. That is absolutely an impressive recovery game from Legacy. Yeah. From down to 1 player knocked and 1 on the immediate, with the full squad of Unique pushing to overcoming and holding it down strong here. Now Azahar, wow.
Now we do have a team fight going on between the team of AX. I don't know exactly who that is. AK, sorry, Angry Kids, my apologies. Kind of looks like an X between like Sweet Chili Sensation.
And it looks like we have lost Roger. He is knocked, not quite confirmed. Eagle tossing up utility, trying to confirm it, but explodes in the sky. A little bit too premature there as Panda tries to hold down the right side of this small plateau and clear out what is beginning to be a 4v4 standoff here.
Another random factual side note, as we see. Actually, no, you know what? I'll mention it later on because Josie's going to try and hold on, push back Exile, but in comes in.
Oh, what were you doing? What are you doing? Living up to your name, and it's going to pay repercussions there. Driving a slow bus directly towards the center of the battle. Not a flank, but directly up in hills as well. You know it slows your speed, and Jody's like, is this real? I will eat this. Thank you.
Yeah, indeed. That's going to give Jody a chance to get the revive off. What was looking pretty good for Angry Kids is going to be clapped back as Wild alone. Going to try and crawl away in through the desert dirt towards the Eagle for the revive to come through. I would like to see AK flank around a little bit more. As a 4-man team, they have that man advantage over Sweet Chili Sensation.
Roger will be gaining that far outside left angle of the battle, looking to achieve even more on the outside. Angry Kids are going to fall off the crest of the hill here and want to disengage here. They said, whoa, this is not the easiest fight that we thought it was going to be. Maybe we should peel back a bit. This early battle won't serve us well.
Yeah, I did like the position from Fox, though. He did flank around how I kind of wanted to, how I envisioned, but then he wrapped back around to join up with the rest of his team, so he's kind of taking that position away. But because he got the shot off onto the member of Sweet Chili Sensation without getting a knockdown, I'd imagine he felt he should have just repositioned so he didn't get caught out. So nice play from Angry Kids to respond. Still going to stay as a full squad, and Sweet Chili Sensation just wanting to back away. Let's not forget that the blue zone is closing in, and neither of these teams are inside the circle yet, Jack.
Yeah, they definitely want to be aware of that. However, they do have a nice little slice of pie. Whoever disengages first, that southwest fourth of the zone there, could be pretty clear all the way up to Graveyard and San Martin. Move and hold up a Picado, maybe? Whoever can disengage or survive.
Yeah. What's your favorite type of pie, Jack?
I actually don't eat pie.
You don't eat. You're American and you don't eat pie.
I knew it. He's gonna say I actually don't eat pie.
Wow. Okay.
So I'm American, but I'm raised in a Caribbean, Nigerian household with my mom.
Fair.
So they don't really do sweets and cheese and fried foods. I get it all the time. I get all crazy foods. They're like, oh man, you don't eat fried chicken? I don't. I don't.
That's so stereotypical.
I mean, some stereotypes are true. I mean, I know I got a lot of, Okay, we're done. Anyways, we're gonna look to the southern edges of the zone here, Leonis. Yeah, I don't eat fried chicken. I'll send you my address if you want to give me. Anyways, Rescue will be moving into the southern edges of the zone here, just escaping that Los Leones stack cream underneath him as well. Hold on, bro, getting busy. High northeast.
Yeah, there's 3 teams around. You got NGG, you've got the side of the Storms, and of course, Bro Reborn. They're looking to be reborn right now as they are going to be getting pretty close. Raydex is going forward. The Storms are feeling the heat. NGG are in another direction, but is going to be a potential in this Cruz del Val area.
Look at Raydex setting up that alternate angle on this immediate compound push. Bro, Reboot definitely wants to collect some points, but they got to be careful. Don't want to go out in early like they did last match, as NGG is underneath this battle as well.
I think NGG are kind of disengaging. They're not quite a full squad. They don't want to engage just yet. And I would say that's a clever play. Allow those two teams around them to take each other out. They will have heard the shots. They're going to wade on down the hill as the Storm's trying to hold on to Bro Reborn. Evil Mo gets back on the bike and might look to flank around to the side. But does he know that NGG are definitely closer to that low ground location on the dip of the cliff?
Bleak Snake trying to wrap around this left side, tossing his own utility, about 4, none going into the doorway, but it looks like a Molotov finally from RektEx rings true and drops MB down to 1/3 of health. They're sending their own utility in defense as well and keeping them at bay. That's why they have not breached the doors quite yet.
They've got to go for the push. Yes, they want to try and find the perfect angle, find the perfect spot, but there's no time like the present, Jack. Just go in. You've got the full squad. You've got them pinched around.
And it looks like we're finally going in. They said, okay, fine, Imperium. We hear you. We do suffer a knock on the immediate. Trying to snake out the background, but wrapping around with the M16 suppressed will be Tolom here. And he does have evil more upon him. Oh my goodness. Not just that they won, they only suffered 1 knock. Bro.
Okay,
no pun
honestly, I'm not to blame for that. Yeah, I said they should have engaged, but that's you know what? Talam did a fantastic job of disengaging on the outside of that mini church and was able to help execute the squad fight. Bro, Reboot just not getting the job done.
Absolutely not. That was I think a distinct moment that changed the winds of that battle. That flank around and leaving the his previous building there. Talam had that was beautiful right there. Hashu looks like he's trying to get busy on this third party, or not third party, but the cleanup action here. I don't even know if I'd be ringing on any shots right now. It's a little bit too early for you, my brother. Just maybe move forward into the small regions of the zone and try to hold yourself a pocket.
Yeah, especially when he's the last player standing for Team Unity. So looking at phase 2, it's gone down south quite nicely, which is great for these teams because a lot of the teams are already inside the circle. So the harsh rotation isn't really going to be required. Of course, Cream coming in from the east, they're going to go right by RESQ or in the compounds either side of the road outside Junkyard.
Yeah, Cream always good at their caravan mentality. You see all the way to almost center or off of the east 1/3 and outside of the eastern edge they have a span there, and that is what it's about as well. You're going to maintain your peace and be able to not be able to give a full card explosion to another team, and also you're getting more information. Now you know from the eastern edge all the way to almost center is clear.
Pretty much indeed, but they're gonna have to be very careful. Another 2 teams that have great positions is Wagles, Esports, and Nomad Gaming. Nomad Gaming on top of the huge rocks pretty much in the central part of the circle. Yeah, okay, if they do have to disengage, that's gonna be hard. But Cream and RESQ, they're going to be put down as Ranger gets confirmed.
Couldn't even click on him. He did Paris there, but Pecco looking for a retaliation knock onto Coyote, staring down the 8 power of the K9, hoping for the precise moment. But that animal, that Coyote, is not going to stand still for you. You won't get it that easy.
So sending a scout forward, that wasn't really a bad call from Cream. I'm not a huge fan of scouts, but in that moment, in that play when they were coming in from the east side pretty late on, I don't mind that.
What would you have them rather have done in that situation?
Well, of course, it would have been nicer for them to wrap around more heavily, maybe towards the north, but it was always going to be incredibly difficult because they really hard shifted down to southeast of Los Leones. They were rotating in pretty late, just naturally on that rotation, as Blood knocks down Reeves. Nice flank from Rex.
Well learned. Speaking of the wraparound that you were saying, Blood taking it to heart, and it's going to be the backside of this Okay, we are back with game 3 out of 4 of the RESQ $1,200 tournament semifinals group A. I'm back with the man amid the imp himself. All right. How you feeling, man? How you feeling after that game?
I'm feeling pretty damn good. Being incredibly impressed by some of the plays, some of the engagements, some teams really showing up. Kings team, oh man, just first place, second place, 31 kills, I think.
Yep.
God damn.
They're not playing around. They're not. It is a game of PUBG Mobile, but they're not playing around. Absolutely fantastic. Who do you think in your mind sticks out as a team that's kind of on the danger bubble? We're halfway through now, so some people need to kick in that third gear.
Bro Reborn, bro Reboot need to be reborn. Honestly, that's probably the only team which I really think are probably need a huge kick in the face. Every other team, I've noticed elements of great play, like Forehead, Angry Kids. I've noticed they're not afraid to maybe fight. They play some really nice clean moments. And same with the other teams. I definitely think Bro Reboot are the team that are definitely the weakest. Nothing against them.
Yeah, I would definitely say they're a team that has capabilities, but losing both of their initial fights on both maps is not a good sign.
Exactly.
I understand the first one with Sweet Chili Sensations down at Mill Base. They're just kind of picking up one by one as they escaped, but they chose to take that fight on Team Storm, on the Storm team in Miramar, and they just waited and delayed too long, didn't take care of the external angles, and they paid the price.
Yeah, so hopefully they'll kind of learn from that and say, look, we need to be a lot more passive. We need to maybe play for center the circle and kind of camp there, or we need to play very passive and play edge of circle. Now, Vikendi, different map, compound heavy. It requires, in my opinion, a very different play style overall. We see that playing trajectory on the west side, going from north to south, but as it's a 6x6 map, it shouldn't be too hard for these teams to generally get to where they want to.
For sure, that's a good piece to note, that there are many unmarked compounds. All these little dots on the map are actually compounds you can hold up in. So you'll see a lot of that mid-range to long-range battles where you don't have to take the direct pushes on the front lines.
It's also the kind of map where you don't have to rotate for a long time. You can go from small compound to small compound to small compound. So, you know, scout and loot, be aware of course, of what's going on. But right now, I say the biggest engagement we're going to see is between Nomad Gaming and King's team and Cosmodrome.
Here, this could be wild, all right? Two strong teams have shown us different elements of their gameplay. Of course, King's consistently on top of the leaderboards, and Nomad able to pluck and devour teams from any elevated position.
Nomad Gaming, they're playing in the regional finals of the PMCO. I definitely put them as a team that can secure the World League spot. Before they do it, they have to prove themselves on this kind of ground. They got to prove themselves amongst the teams like King's team, as this Cosmodrome fight is going to start to continue on. The members of Nomad are spread out. Satsura is definitely the furthest player away from the rest of their team, so that could play an element. All the while, King's team also having a similar kind of play with Fresh far away from the rest of his team.
Yeah, Untouched here in the center of this hangar here needs to be quick about what he's doing. All it takes is Nikola or any other member from Nomad to look down up north here and catch her running around.
All the while, we do see Phase 1 Circle is quite central on the main western side of the map. Lots of compounds in play. That's something to take a note of. Most of the teams are already inside the circle.
Absolutely, with Bro Reboot in the center of that western zone here. I'm looking to see what you're talking about. Hopefully they can bounce back now. You got the keys in your favor. You got to make it work. Look at
exactly when to start.
Oh, here it goes. It's finally ringing out here. Bond, the first casualty, or suffer knock, might not be a full casualty. On touchdown as well. This might be a different type of play for Kings here. Two members already down.
We've seen them have two fantastic games. Could we see Vikendi be their kryptonite right now? But it's definitely not over till it's over. Thrills took a little bit of damage. Fresh is also going to take a little bit of damage. Nicola and the rest of Nomad are ready to take over Cosmodrome.
Oh my goodness, Fresh is down to 1 bullet of health. He prone at the exact, look at this bullet right here. He prone at the exact moment. That would have been it for him. Thrills as well. Similar distancing. This is going to be a different affair for the first time in any of the previous maps. They're coming into it with only 1/2 of their squad. Let's see how they're able to progress.
I've got Thrills, they're multiplying, and this fight is starting to lose control for King's team as Nomad Gaming just really push King's team back. So King's team need to like do basically a bro reboot and just get the hell out of there, run away, and hope to get into the circle in a safe manner. Maybe look to shift across the bridge towards Sababa, which is unoccupied at the moment.
Yeah, and Kings are no fools. We saw them. They are super aggressive, but they're also knowledgeable. We saw them leave first map, leave Northern Georgia Pool at the right time. I think just a little bit different here. They left Georgia Pool at the hands of Rekt and at the hands of RESQ. This is Nomad. They will chase you to the ends of the earth.
Yeah, definitely. Nomad Gaming, like I said, are aggressive when they need to be, when they want to be, when they feel they have to be. And I would recommend that they chase this somewhat for now. I don't think they will, but I would recommend it because, like I mentioned, take out a team, you eliminate more bodies for the later phases, you eliminate that team, you don't have to worry about it, you can focus on the mindset of the rest of the teams around the map.
And I even like the way they swept up all the way to the northern edges here. They kept it shoulder to shoulder. Just a militaristic sweep saying clear, clear, building clear, and sweeping around to the next one, not allowing themselves to get surprise knocked by Kings, but they're already outside of the compound here.
Yeah, you got to make sure that communication is on point. Like you said, call out clear, 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 and then move on forward. That militaristic play style can really make a difference in these games. So talking about the teams, they're looking pretty good. You mentioned Cream, but I would worry that right now they're in a 2-1-1 split, which in Vikendi, it's not too bad, but it can leave you in a position where you are punished, especially when your full team is all pretty well inside the center of the circle. I don't think it needs to be done on Vikendi because there's so many little compounds that you can hold on to. You want to hold on to one, but you don't need to worry about really keeping it in your hands in the early parts of the game.
Exactly, and it looks like, as you said, Cream off of this western center here. They're kind of lulled into a false sense of security that they're not on a marked city, but you got to understand that other people want to hold down compounds in the center of the zone, and if you're out here solo looting or even 2-2 and a full squad like Bro Reboot coming from down south takes your small compound, you're going to have a tough time fighting that full man force. So although you are enjoying the center regions of the zone, you got to hurry up and condense those angles.
Definitely, because teams are already starting to rotate in. Forehead and Gamers Unite Nation, along with Sweet Chili Sensation and even Unique, all vying for a very similar area of the map.
Within 30 seconds, we were just literally, last time I opened my map, it was, and here goes the first of shots towards the center regions of the zone. He was like Sweet Chili onto Unique, but gun also on Forehead. That thing just opened up simultaneously.
And in comes the rest of Forehead. The confirmation on the Wesker. But how can XP respond? Gets 2 knocked down.
Unreal. He's got one more member in Pachenik. I think the T silent. Pachenik over there. And maybe if you can toss a utility attempt towards the dossier, that could clean it up for you without risking your neck. They're beginning to mark you here. And the rest of the squad here is Kobo and Evil Boy on that right side. This should be a GG. Don't worry about the thirst action. Go with Evil Boy, Kobo.
That's gonna be the end of members of Forehead. That's it. They're gonna look to clean it up. No, wait, it's still not over.
There it is. That drop shot just putting him outside the angle underneath the stairway, but we reconvened on the actual ledge, and that is it. Heavy work and heavy props to Sup there to hold out the full squad by himself. That's what we talked about. You were out here stretched open. We thought it was going to be Cream, but it was actually you getting pushed by the full squad, but Sup is just a beast.
And now we do still have Unique right there. You have Sweet Chili Sensation, and you look at that Panda gets knocked down from a distance, but you talked about the middle long range fights over those compounds. The knockdowns will come through, but it's going to be unlikely unless we see a push that members will be confirmed early on.
In Aya, noting that Unique is moving around the trenches, abandoning their original spot and trying to flank. However, that information is for naught. If you can't suppress them, the full squad is firing at you, and you cannot serve as coverage. They're still moving forward as they would like.
Plus, Gamers Unite Nation are in a slightly higher ground position, I believe, so they could clap Sweet Chili Sensation from the back. I believe, I'm not exactly sure, but I think that could come in to play. We'll have to find out, but definitely the sights are firmly set for Sweet Chili on the hands of Unique right now, who are spread out quite nicely. Look, we see this from Unique all the time. They rarely go 2-2. They always go 1-1-1-1 because they're so confident as individual players with the comms that they can get the job done as single players.
Absolutely, and that spread is beginning to happen. But it looks like we might actually be disengaging. I think we learned from the Miramar map that some of these teams are not to mess with. As we begin to spread and try to hold them off one by one, we lost that fight to Legacy in Leonis, I believe it was, last map. So we're going to try to have a different affair this time.
Yeah, all the while we are seeing teams rotating from the east. Fresh actually knocking down a member of Nomad. Eclipse gets knocked down. See, this is the clapback from Kings.
Turnabout is fair play. The continuation of the original battle, and we're doing it direct. Satsura landing across the street as Thrills puts shots, attempting to suppress Lunatic on that small rock.
And now you do have Nicola coming in from behind, but he's not high enough of an angle that he can really put pressure onto either Fresh or Thrills, because Fresh or Thrills, they've got the walls around them of the little sniper tower and the house compound that they hold on to, but because they are split up, the second one of them gets knocked down, they're going to pretty much get confirmed.
So this is absolutely a tough time. Obviously, they have the numbers disadvantage Kings does.
Yeah.
I'm liking that he's trying to counter angle Satsura, but your primary objective is not to allow Nicola. Oh my goodness, Nicola's at. You're right, Jack. But I'm here with the flames already. It's too late. I was going to say he needs to be the sentry in his watchtower to hold off Nicola and Lunatic and not worry about Satsura, but they're already here and underneath. Fresh goes down.
Fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down as the flames burned brighter, but Thrills could be keeping that fire lit up.
Thrills down to about 1/12 of health there, almost invisible as he's trying to stave off the last push, the last stance here, but Nomad pushing up with Lunatic and Nicola, and that is it. Kings removed from the board from the first time, not top 2. Nomad, like you said, taking it into their own hands, saying, we didn't get enough kills that we wanted. Who's taking them from us? Oh, Kings? Okay, bet. We're going to take them off and open the board for us to get those kills.
Well, they had the right. Eclipse went down at a surprise attack from Kings, so definitely made Nomad Gaming angry, but they close it up. All the while, we've seen teams center up really only the likes of Wagles, Esports, that's outside the circle, going through Cosmic Drone on the north side. Every other team is pretty much inside the circle, even though the shift has gone down south. There's plenty of space on the south side between Movatra and Dino Park, Jag.
Absolutely. Now look at the zone shifting down just a bit southwest, but majority of teams, those creams, those inside gamers, Sweet Chili Sensations, and Unique are still pretty well and centralized. Now, if you're a team coming in late, noting that the zone is relatively on top of itself, you have to know that center zone is pretty much off limits. It's not a hard shift.
On a side note, we did lose Bro Reboot once again, but that wasn't so much as them engaging on a team. Cream just absolutely brushed onto them, took them out, and that's the end of Bro Reboot, unfortunately being put under pressure in another game, going out early on. Cream are going to rotate south. Gamers Unite Nation are going to potentially be put under pressure by rotating inside games.
It looks like Gun did have a vantage point to push shots on Sweet Chili, but now we're going to focus here on inside games, as you mentioned, and push off Fire and Starkey there. Well, Backfire hopping off the whip there, trying to not get exploded, does suffer a knock, and delivering themselves to Sweet Chili here.
Yeah, like you don't rotate into center circle on phase 2 so late into the game.
Yes.
That's gonna go heavily against inside games. The Sweet Chili just gonna look to Compound Dale's the last player left standing, and that's the end of inside games.
Well earned sweep around for Sweet Chili there. As we're saying, you can't just push into the center like that, especially with the previous zone relatively the same. People who already prioritized centered, or even worse, people who actually landed and got blessed in center, didn't have to shift at all. You're late, and the zone didn't shift.
And here's the thing, Inside Games didn't even have to move.
They were good. I counted them as one of the center teams. Where were you going? Where were you
like,
going?
if you're going to do that, send one player forward.
Yeah.
Send a scout. You lose a scout, you get information. Cool. Happy days.
I think that was just the pressure from Gun that pushed them off. They weren't even in that bad of a way. I just don't think they liked the shots that they got from Gun.
True, definitely, of course. The pressure from Gun shifted their position. They wanted to go where Gun were. They got pushed back, but they fell right into the palm of the hands of Sweet Chili Sensation. On a side note, one thing I wanted to mention in Miramar, there's a type of potato crisp in the UK called Sweet Chili Sensation.
That's what it is.
And I think that's what they're named after.
Yes, that's literally their logo. It's a bag of chips. I didn't know what it was. I know
No way.
It's a bag of chips. If they win, I'm gonna throw it up on the winner screen. But yeah, it's just a bag of chips. He said, "Oh, side note." It's like, that's exactly what it is. And it actually looks like there is one snake surviving, bro reboot in the form of Bleak Snake there. So they're still on the board.
We have a team fight up on the north side. Sorry to cut you off. Between Nomad Gaming, who I think took down the members of Wagles Esports on their rotation, if I'm not mistaken.
And it's just like you noted, once the board was clear of Kings, we're able to achieve almost in double-digit kills, and we have about 3/4 of the team still left here.
Yeah, we do have Nomad Gaming. They're on 8 kills so far in this game. The teams in the center of the circle, Cream, Unique, Sweet Chili Sensation, Gamers Unite Nation, they don't have to worry about it. We actually didn't lose Bro Reboot. I do apologize. Bleak Snake is still alive inside Villa, so I did get that information wrong. I do apologize. Angry Kids are also rotating in from Tovar, along with RESQ from Castle on the east side, and Legacy are coming in from the northeast.
I like how NGG, they don't have all the information up above them, but they noted, hey, this is Vakindi. Anytime you move, any type of house near you will be a landmine. You don't know who's holding up there, so we're not looking to come in late. We're just going to hold down south, even though we know as spectators that whole southern region is clear.
Exactly. It's intelligent play. They haven't got all the information. You pointed out really good. Just stay in the center of the circle for now. If it shifts down south, cool, happy days. You might want to go a little bit more forward. But all the while, Sweet Chili Sensation and Unique battle 2.0 between these two teams.
Still pressing them down here in the trenches. A little bit of World War I trench warfare here for Unique. Did suffer that knock. And I can't believe that the zone is still bouncing on all these teams. The meat of the teams here all still centralized in the zone here. Don't really have to shift. This is what I was hoping that Legacy would have done.
Yeah, it's really nice circle. These games are giving us such nice, clean circle for the teams to really kind of rotate around. Nomad Gamer are going to probably have the toughest job, but there is a couple of compounds to the west of Villa.
This is like anti-PMCO zones.
I know,
this
right?
is like anti. Like, just center. Yeah. I like the center ones, but man, when I watch you in Maximum, it's like, oh my gosh. Zone just bouncing around like pinballs.
There you go. Lowest common denominator. It's Maxman's fault.
So you're right.
It's a French baguette curse, okay?
We're going to move over to the eastern edges of the zone. Like Legacy will be just a bit above a rescue here, trying to stave them off of their defensive rotation towards the center of the zone. Might be delivering them to 8K Angry Kids over here, and they're putting on the shots as Moon suffers damage. That is a bit of a tough one. You have the compound, go inside, lock the door, and close the screens.
But you know what? Yes, RESQ kind of dangerously rotated, but they didn't rotate far, right?
No.
They didn't do what Inside Games did. They didn't go for a harsh rotation, just a little bit away, disengaging away from Legacy. And yeah, okay, they faced a little bit of pressure from Angry Kids, but not enough. Clean, like you said, close the doors, lock the windows, hold on, but Cream isn't done, knocks down blood. His safety isn't on the cards just yet.
Karim is saying, I don't care what you do to that door, we're coming in, blasting, guns blazing, FBI open up. We're just adjacent across the way here, but still effective shots. Now RESQ, being a pretty knowledgeable team, should not let that knock equate to a kill. It's just too far.
Oh my lord, what is going on? The blue zone is closing in. All these teams are inside the circle. Yeah, there's only 10 teams and 35 players left, so that is definitely having an effect on the amount of space left inside the map, but definitely as we get into the next phase, it's going to close it up, push teams further together, as Sweet Chili Sensation and Unique are still engaging on each other.
And I'm digging what Sweet Chili is doing here. They put and focus majority of their resources towards the unique side. That's a good move. I know we want to spread and hold on this compound. You have teams like Cream and even Gun above you, but if you leave just one sentry onto the angle of unique, that's going to fall. That wall will fall.
You know what Sweet Chili Sensation are doing, which I just noticed?
What are they doing?
They're actually shooting bullets nowhere. They're not actually shooting at unique. What they're doing is they're shooting to push teams back. They're letting teams know that they're there. So they're looking to try and create space around them for the next circle shift. Of course, it's centered up quite nicely. So these teams are still inside the circle, but it's a nice little strategy that can pay off because you want to push teams back. You want to create that space.
Exactly, that bark mentality. It does work for a fair amount of teams, especially if you're rushing and if you're in a car, you know, steady beams will hit you, knock you out. Majority of teams suffer unique. Unique is not disengaging. They're just one of those teams that they don't care. There's blood in their eyes. But majority of teams, like you said, will hear those shots and be like, okay, I'm going to have to push a different compound when I make my way to the zone.
Exactly. Now, NGG have got a nice, clean entryway into the circle that did just compound itself, centralized. There are lots of space around them. Angry Kids have leader away from the 3 other members of the team, which is really good.
I like that. It is going to confirm that majority of that southern zone is clear as NGG, as you said, begins to move forward. Just giving yourself more options if this zone does choose to shrink and shift over to the west side a bit.
Okay, so Nomad Gaming, they're going to have the toughest time right now. They've got Gamers Unite Nation on one side. They've got Cream Esports to the west of them. It's going to be incredibly tough. It's finding an entry point into the center circle is not possible. They just need to stay where they are, play the edge game, and if they think they have a chance, go for it. But otherwise, just stay out of sight, out of mind.
That's absolutely one I want to see. They have been pretty dominant when they get that center region, when they get that elevation. It's just their calling card. But now they have to switch up their game plan. Let's see if they can be equally as productive from the edge and from a playing position here.
As we see, the blue zone is closing in second by second. Legacy have not forgotten about the teams around them. Angry Kids are going to be put under pressure with one of their players getting knocked down. They should be able to respond effectively. Tovar is going to be the home for Legacy for now. But is it going to go? It's going to shift up north. So, Sweet Chili Sensation, they can't stay where they are. Although they can look to try and rotate quickly enough. I would do exactly what I would do, which is just don't move. Allow the team to rotate around you because you're still inside the circle.
Absolutely. And try to apply more pressure onto Team Unique down in the trenches.
Yes.
You don't want them coming in and actually overlapping you and wrapping around you. We saw that last match, or in the beginning match. It was actually Gamers United Nation. Team Unique was able to wrap around them from the southern edge of the shore side and beat Gun and suppress them out of the zone.
And because Nomad Gaming are still inside the circle, they're actually punishing Cream Esports on that northern circle shift. Rees got confirmed. Cream are down to 3 players. Satsaurus holding on outside the circle, giving information to Lunatic and Nicola, who are inside the compound, inside the circle. Nice spread. Nice play by Nomad Gaming, putting the hurt and the pressure onto Cream.
Absolutely, and I don't blame Cream for coming this way. They knew everything to their south and southeast was already occupied. Those teams like Gun and Sweet Chili already occupied, so they wanted to rotate around the north. This was just unknown and unfortunate that Nomad was already taking hold here as we barrage onto Ranger alone on that crest of the hill, looking like we have designs to flank around for Vito. It could prove to be an opening. He has to connect those.
Yeah, look, credit where credit is due. Leaving Ranger there, sending Pekko and Vito in a different location. It's still not going to be easy because Sweet Chili Sensation are across the way, could be overlooking and third-partying Cream Esports, as I believe Jody and Johnny Roger looking over the dip of the hill. Let's see how Cream will hold on.
I think Ranger will be wrapping around, trying to get fully underneath Team Nomad. I'm going to go actually to Legacy and Angry Kids here, as you were mentioning. Immediate battle here. And you guys took this one. You guys started this one, Legacy. And now it looks like Angry Kids wanting to confirm and clean it up as Ahmed goes down underneath Exile. Exile alone and isolated. The rest of the backup, you have to breach his building. He's going to hop out and disengage Exile just a bit here.
Oh, Cream! You're going to be too aggressive. You open the wall,
Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Why would you come out here? And it looks like you're leaving 3La by himself here to deal with what's left as the blue accompanies us in this battle. More pressure for you. Speaking of pressure, left side wraparound, the leader. And it's, yeah, he's actually the leader. I interviewed him one time. I was like, are you the leader, I assume? So, yeah, I'm pretty on the nose. So, well earned for Angry Kids to clutch that one up. Legacy actually brought the fight to them, and they said, if you're going to bring this fight, we're going to finish it. And you can kind of credit that one to RESQ Legacy. You guys weren't aware of each other until Legacy shifted in between you guys, and you heard the third-party shots. And actually, RESQ shifted away from the battle. I was like, all right, you two, take care of each other. Clean it up.
Exactly. RESQ in the center of the circle. It has shifted down towards the southeast. An incredibly hard shift for the teams that are on the west. Unique are in the forefront. They have NGG in front of them. But Nomad Gaming, they're waiting. They want to take down Cream.
Unbelievable here. It's popping off. And the zone heading down southeast. These two teams that you just mentioned far to the north need to clear everything in front of them, including themselves on this northern tip.
Talking about the tip, we see Gamers Unite Nation and Sweet Chili Sensation engaging onto each other. That's going to be the end of the members of Gamers Unite Nation. They push too far forward. RESQ punished them from the center of the circle. Sweet Chili Sensation pushed them from behind. And now we're down to 8 teams.
Wasn't a bad idea. Speaking of bad ideas, Team Unique wanting to dislodge NGG from their compound. Just Beast alone in the northwest building. You have a full squad alone to deal with. He drops Milky Way window to window over here, wall to wall. Just Beast, one drop of health. Can you miraculously close the door on Lightning here? Close that door. Don't come around. Utility as well. Oh my goodness. Not letting Lightning in, but you can't stop the nade work, baby. Team Unique.
Grease Lightning. You gotta give credit to Beast. He put up such a good fight. He knocked really down tried. 2 members of Unique, but in the end, it was just too much.
Look at the vehicular onslaught here. Everyone trying to maintain their peace and shift up, and you're going to see a couple of casualties here, but we do survive. Full squad for Team Unique, 3 kills. The first of their pushes here as Sweet Chili makes their ways deeper into the zone. Really smart for them. Really smart for them to wait until cleared out.
Definitely, but you got to think, are they too far out in the open? Are they too much under pressure? You gotta think that they still have Cream on one side of them. They RESQ on another angle. They even have Nomad Gaming looking their direction as the smokes get thrown out. They realize they're a little bit naked, but they do take down Vito, and that's going to be the end of him, leaving Pecco, the last player standing.
Hey, I did get that knock, but gets returned on the kill from Nomad. Deeper to the north here. So they, as you said, throwing themselves into the vantage point of multiple teams here. Not able to work out the way they thought, as Panda will be the last player here for Sweet Chili, the last chip.
Okay, this is RESQ's game to lose in my eyes. They need to allow... They need to not allow teams to get closer. They need to push players back. They, of course, are putting Unique under pressure, but they've allowed Panda from Sweet Chili Sensation, the last player up, to get close by the rock. But it's definitely not over yet, as these teams, these 7 remaining teams, 16 players, fight to get into the circle, to get the chicken dinner.
Noting that Team Unique is the team that we knocked there. That's going to draw your attention, not just by proximity, but by glory of their name. If you have Team Unique around you, you're going to want to focus, but you cannot forget 360. You're in the center, now hold it.
Indeed. You saw Bleak Snake from Bro Reboot. Credit where credit is due. He's held on to this game. He's put Bro into the top 7. Hell, he could get himself into the top 6, top 5. But he is outside the circle. He's got to try and snake his way through. And in Vikendi, it's incredibly hard to snake without getting spotted in amongst the snow.
Absolute difficult one. He is the only player off there to the east, but he's got a far venture forward and no one to tag in. Full squad still from Team Unique, southwest outside the zone. We'll have to cross forward in this way with multiple teams putting out shots on them, including Sweet Chili, Cream, and RESQ here. How will they pull that one off?
Plus, you've got Angry Kids. Angry Kids are down the southwest, and they've got to try and find an entry point. They're going right by the crossroads, which is definitely going to be hard. There are a couple of rocks, couple of trees, but with Unique in one side, RESQ in the other, it's definitely not going to be easy. They're going to leave it till last second as the blue zone is starting to close in.
Wild alone, trying to sweep around the south. You should know that Team Unique is here. They've achieved a lot of kills, even suffered knock. You should be reading that kill feed. You do not want to deliver yourselves to Team Unique like that. Leader will be the last one.
Although in saying that, Unique got distracted by Angry Kids, and RESQ came in, took down a member of Unique, and leaves Unique with just 3 players up.
You see Frozen left back for that suppressive power, while the rest of the squad does try to move their way forward into the right here. Good movement, good chain movement for the squad. Pecco, the last Cream member here, outside in the blue, trying to hold on to further his leaderboard ventures.
Of course, we did lose Angry Kids, so 6 teams up. Bleak Snake holding on, taking shots, I believe, from either Nomad or RESQ, still trying to hold on. Frozen gets knocked down by Moon. Unique are put under pressure on the blue zone as the circle closes up right into the palm of the hands of RESQ. Echo goes down, Creamer out. 5 teams left, Jack.
RESQ doing a fantastic effort here of keeping all 360 degrees at bay. You have to your right Nomad, to your left Unique. Unreal, an unreal task ahead of you. However, you have these soul buildings in the zone here.
Okay, so Nomad have cleared out Reboot. 4 teams left. I could actually see Nomad Gaming taking this game. If they can spread themselves out, if they can get rid of Panda, that could definitely put them in a really strong shot, because you got to think that Unique, they can't get much further. Look at how exposed they are in the open road. The smokes are dispersed. They got the vehicles, but Blood gets a knockdown onto Frozen.
I think Unique, although it looks bleak for them, they might be able to make it forward. You see heavy pressure coming from Nomad. If RESQ for one instant slips and starts to focus as they are right now on Nomad, that could be a quick push-up from Unique after they heal up. But we're dealing of Nomad quickly.
Nice by RESQ. The responses are coming out. They see the pixels. They see the bodies. They take them out one by one. Raja is just holding on inside the blue zone. Panda staying quiet, just doing Panda things right now as Lunatic and Nicola try to push in. The smoke wall is coming through. RESQ just trying to hold on. Nicola gets to the rock.
RESQ doing a fantastic job of clouding their vision here. The full compound is clouded as we send a molly towards the small rock that houses the 2 Nomads out here in the wilderness. Nicola has the left, Lunatic has the right here, and they said, you've got to cover your side, I'll get mine, and let's just shoot it out as Lunatic begins to burn here. Man on fire.
Although in amongst the smoke, with Moon with the grenade, knocks down Lunatic. This is good for RESQ, taking down the most dangerous team left in this game. Although in saying that, the revive will just about come down. Panda actually gets to the rock. Panda's inside the circle.
Panda just has to, oh, he's cooking one as well. Oh my, Hajlu off of that outside angle. Makes his way. He didn't just wait outside bleeding. He will be perished there, but he did make himself an effort into 3rd place.
Exactly. Another kill, another placement position. Good stuff by Unique. It's why they have a World League spot secured for their team, formerly GQ.
What?
All the while,
Nicola
standing.
trying
Good
to force
stuff.
forward.
Lord.
And Blood gets knocked as Nicola holds off that right side of the rock. They said, we have just got to outshoot them. We don't have the angles. We don't have the coverage. We have probably 1 smoke left, but we have some beams in our cannon, and let's just make our way forward. Coyote, the unknown angle off this right side. Oh, utility coming forward here. It does bounce a bit as the blue zone encroaches behind Rock Nomad. Look at Coyote, the unknown angle, is able to clean that one up. Well done. RESQ, the namesake team, clutching their first victory with a total of 8 kills.
Yeah, the compound push, great play. They held on, they pushed teams back. They didn't get a high amount of kills, right, Jaguar, but got that chicken dinner. 8 kills, really good stuff. But Nomad Gaming, 2nd place. They started in Cosmodrome. They took down King's team in the end. Eventually they pushed forward. They got the better of the majority of Cream. Nice position, nice rotations. They went towards Villa, which is a really safe spot to hold on to because you have the walls of Villa which you can peek and shoot from. Really good stuff. And they ended the game on 13 kills with 2nd place. That's going to be like 27 points. Nice stuff.
Absolutely. Getting double-digit kills in 2nd place. They cleared out, as we said earlier, literally from the onset, the strongest team currently before this match, and they took it into their own hands, handing them 13th place, and then literally replacing them. They got 2nd place last match. They said, you know what, let's swap. Let's take what you have. We hear you, Imperium. We have to do it on our own. We can't wait for anyone else. All right, you guys. We have one more final map. Do everything you guys were doing before. Just make it quicker because it is indeed Sandhawk. We'll be back in a matter of minutes. Stand by.
And the house compound that they hold on to, but because they are split up, the second one of them gets knocked down, they're going to pretty much get confirmed.
So this is absolutely a tough time. Obviously, they have the numbers disadvantage Kings does. Yeah. I'm liking that he's trying to counter angle Satsuda, but your primary objective is not to allow Nikola. Oh my goodness, Nicola's at. You're right, Jack. But I'm here with the flames already. It's too late. I was gonna say he needs to be the sentry in his watchtower to hold off Nikola and Lunatic and not worry about Satsuda. But they're already here and underneath. Fresh goes down.
Fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, down, down as the flames burned brighter, but Thrills could be keeping that fire lit up.
Thrills down to about 1/12 of health there, almost invisible as he's trying to stave off the last push, the last stance here, but Nomad pushing up a Lunatic and Nicola, and that is it. Kings removed from the board from the first time, not top 2. Nomad, like you said, taking it into their own hands, saying, we didn't get enough kills that we wanted. Who's taking them from us? Oh, Kings? Okay, bet. We're going to take them off and open the board for us to get those kills.
Well, they had the right. Eclipse went down at a surprise attack from Kings, so definitely made Nomad Gaming angry, but they closed it up. All the while, we've seen teams center up really only the likes of Wagles, Esports, that's outside the circle, going through Cosmodrome on the north side. Every other team is pretty much inside the circle, even though the shift has gone down south. There's plenty of space on the south side between Movatra and Dino Park, Jack.
Absolutely. Now look at the zone shifting down just a bit southwest, but majority of teams, those creams, those inside gamers, Sweet Chili Sensations, and Unique are still pretty well and centralized. Now, if you're a team coming in late, noting that the zone is relatively on top of itself, you have to know that center zone is pretty much off limits. It's not a hard shift.
On a side note, we did lose Bro Reboot once again, but that wasn't so much as them engaging on a team. Cream just absolutely brushed onto them, took them out, and that's the end of Bro Reboot, unfortunately being put under pressure in another game, going out early on. Cream are going to rotate south. Gamers of Unite Nation are going to potentially be put under pressure by rotating inside games.
It looks like Gun did have a vantage point to push shots on Sweet Chili, but now we're going to focus here on Inside Games, as you mentioned, and push off Fire and Starkey there. Well, backfire, hopping off the whip there, trying to not get exploded, does suffer a knock, and delivering themselves to Sweet Chili here.
Yeah, like you don't rotate into center circle on phase 2 so late into the game.
Yes.
That's gonna go heavily against Inside Games. And Sweet Chili just gonna look to compound Dale's the last player left standing, and that's the end of Inside Games.
Well-earned sweep around for Sweet Chili there. As we're saying, you can't just push into the center like that, especially with the previous zone relatively the same. People who already prioritized center, or even worse, people who actually landed and got blessed in center, didn't have to shift at all. You're late, and the zone didn't shift.
And here's the thing, Inside Games didn't even have to move.
They were good. I counted them as one of the center teams. Where are you going? Where are you going?
If you're gonna do that, send one player forward.
Yeah.
Send a scout. You lose a scout, you get information. Cool. Happy days.
I think that was just the pressure from Gun that pushed them off. They weren't even in that bad of a way. I just don't think they liked the shots that they got from Gun.
True. Definitely, of course. The pressure from Gun shifted their position. They wanted to go where Gun were. They got pushed back, but they fell right into the palm of the hands of Sweet Chili Sensation. On a side note, one thing I wanted to mention in Miramar, there's a type of potato crisp in the UK called Sweet Chili Sensation.
That's what it is.
And I think that's what they're named after.
Yes, that's literally their logo. It's a bag of chips. I didn't know what it was.
No way!
It's a bag of chips. If they win, I'm going to throw it up on the winner screen. But yeah, it's just a bag of chips. So, side note, that's exactly what it is. And it actually looks like there is one snake surviving bro Reboot in the form of Bleak Snake there. So they're still on the board.
We have a team fight up on the north side. Sorry to cut you off. Between Nomad Gaming, who I think took down the members of Wagles Esports on their rotation, if I'm not mistaken.
And it's just like you noted, once the board was clear of Kings, we're able to achieve almost in double-digit kills, and we have about 3/4 of the team still left here.
Yeah, we do have Nomad Gaming. They're on 8 kills so far in this game. The teams in the center of the circle, Cream, Unique, Sweet Chili Sensation, Gamers Unite Nation, they don't have to worry about it. We actually didn't lose Bro Reboot. I do apologize. Bleak Snake is still alive inside Villa, so I did get that information wrong. I do apologize. Angry Kids are also rotating in from Tovar, along with RESQ from Castle on the east side, and Legacy are coming in from the northeast.
I like how NGG, they don't have all the information up above them, but they noted, hey, this is Vakindi. Anytime you move, any type of house near you will be a landmine. You don't know who's holding up there, so we're not looking to come in late. We're just going to hold down south, even though we know as spectators that whole southern region is clear.
Exactly. It's intelligent play. They haven't got all the information. You pointed out really good. Just stay in the center of the circle for now. If it shifts down south, cool, happy days. You might want to go a little bit more forward. But all the while, Sweet Chili Sensation and Unique battle 2.0 between these two teams.
Still pressing them down here in the trenches. A little bit of World War I trench warfare here for Unique. Did suffer that knock. And I can't believe that the zone is still bouncing on all these teams. The meat of the teams here all still centralized in the zone here. Don't really have to shift. This is what I was hoping that Legacy would have done.
Yeah, it's really nice circle. These games are giving us such nice clean circle for the teams to really kind of rotate around. Nomad Gamer are going to probably have the toughest job, but there is a couple of compounds to the west of Villa.
This is like anti-PMCO zones.
I know,
this
right?
is like anti. Like just center. Yeah. I like the center ones, but man, when I watch you in Maximum, it's like, oh my gosh. Zone just bouncing around like pinballs.
There you go. Lowest common denominator. It's Maxman's fault.
You're right.
It's a French baguette curse, okay?
We're going to move over to the eastern edge of the zone. Like Legacy will be just a bit above a rescue here, trying to stave them off of their defensive rotation towards the center of the zone. Might be delivering them to 8K Angry Kids over here, and they're putting on the shots as Moon suffers damage. That is a bit of a tough one. You have the compound, go inside, lock the door, and close the screens.
But you know what? Yes, RESQ kind of dangerously rotated, but they didn't rotate far, right? No. They didn't do what Inside Games did. They didn't go for a harsh rotation, just a little bit away, disengaging away from Legacy. And yeah, okay, they face a little bit of pressure from Angry Kids, but not enough. Clean, like you said, close the doors, lock the windows, hold on. But Kareem isn't done. Knocks down blood. His safety isn't on the cards just yet.
Kareem saying, I don't care what you do to that door. We're coming in, blasting, guns blazing. FBI open up. We're just adjacent across the way here, but still effective shots. Now, RESQ, being a pretty knowledgeable team, should not let that knock equate to a kill. It's just too far.
Oh my lord, what is going on? The blue zone is closing in. All these teams are inside the circle. Yeah, there's only 10 teams and 35 players left, so that is definitely having an effect on the amount of space left inside the map. But definitely as we get into the next phase, it's going to close it up, push teams further together, as Sweet Chili Sensation and Unique are still engaging on each other.
I'm digging what Sweet Chili is doing here. They put and focus majority of their resources towards the Unique side. That's a good move. I know we want to spread and hold on this compound. You have teams like Cream and even Gun above you, but if you leave just one sentry onto the angle of Unique, that's going to fall. That wall will fall.
You know what Sweet Chili Sensation are doing, which I just noticed? They're actually shooting bullets.
Pop off the fourth game. Games 4 out of 8 totally for this semifinals bracket for the last game here for today. How you feeling, Imp?
I'm feeling pretty damn good. We've had 3 pretty kick-ass games. Nice circles, nice plays, a little bit of craziness, of course. Vikendi, the last game. Personally, I don't know about you, Jag, but that's my absolute favorite map. I love Vikendi.
Oh.
It, to play, to see, for how teams work around the compounds, and of course the snowy locations. It's my absolute favorite.
I like it. Yeah, you definitely have to have a lot more structural knowledge and rotational prowess messing around with Vikendi. Anywhere could be a landmine. Anywhere could have a whole team housed up in it. So I'm digging the strats that you have to have for that. Sandhawk, a little bit of a different beast. You always got to strat it up, but it's a little bit more about what you're gunning with. All right, so
it is.
Let's see how this one transpires. All right, guys. So what?
No, I was just gonna say it's a kind of map where you basically load up, loot up, load out, move out, and just be so careful of what is going on around you. You can have snakes, you can have anything going on. You have third party, fourth partying, but you got to be able to be aggressive as well a lot of the time.
Yeah, and I think this map, just what I know from these teams, I think like teams like Team Unique, Kings are absolutely strong, but teams like Team Unique, NGG team, and Nomad, who are super fraggers and quick, absolutely quick. This is going to favor them all the way from edges to the zone to the center of the zone. They can make it work with their aggression.
Okay, so from what I remember, because I'm trying to remember where teams do like to drop. Yeah, Unique like to go towards the west side, sometimes around Ruins Tambang, but also obviously in this case they're going towards Camp Alpha, if I'm not mistaken. Nobody going to boot camp, I think, and Nomad Gaming and Paradise Resort. So generally speaking, they're kind of splitting apart somewhat nicely, especially up in the north. The south is getting a lot heavier though.
Absolutely. Bro, I'm not sure if this is a common strat for them or if they're just not feeling the confidence right now. Always landing far from center. Might want to look to switch up that strat, guys, all the way from landing on mill-based first map to now here far north on the last map. It's looking like we're not too confident in holding down center regions.
Well, I'll give a nice little analogy that I kind of found out recently in a bit, but there is definitely a bit of an action going on in the early parts. Pioneer, always a hotly contested location between RESQ and Wagles Esports.
Take a look down south and outside the zone. Hopefully whoever wins this one can do it swiftly and make their way forward to the zone. Should be pretty clear, but it looks like Justeka off of that right side going down to low amounts of health, and the ISO push from our returning champs here are proving to be a bit too much for him, and another one dropped in the open warehouse here. Or excuse me, one confirmed and knocked.
Yeah, good stuff now from RESQ. The Lone Wolf from Wagles just got put too much under pressure. Of course, Lexar, Chess, and Hif will be aware of this, and they might look to react to it, disengaging away from Painan, but it's definitely not going to be easy.
Yeah, looks like they might want to kind of unite their forces, though. I don't know if, like you said, disengaging will be the right move. They could probably see clear throughout the edges of the city. So as soon as you leave these structures that are now giving you defense, you'll probably get lasered in the back. You might have to fight this one a bit.
True. That's a very fair point you have, Jag. Plus, the only thing is that Lexar is on the other side of Painan. So if he finds the right angle at the right time, can push back RESQ by maybe getting a knock. I think that's the best he can really ask for. Of course, he doesn't want to expose himself too much out in the open and get lasered down.
Yeah, he doesn't want to expose
on his own.
So he's going to send utility, just bouncing off the front side there. And I think his surprise angle has been exposed. He needed to be the great equalizer to return this back to an even play here.
And that's why he immediately repositions, which is incredibly intelligent play. It's what you need to do. You don't want to allow the eyes of RESQ to spot you out on the other side of Painan.
And I like how Hif down south here is peeking off. A lot of times, players in the crunch will start to peek actually adjacent and right on the window. He's deeper into the house, but still holding down the angles.
Exactly. It means it gives you a much better port of disconnection away from the house. It gives you a better angle to just disperse away. And that's kind of exactly what Hef is doing. Get information, react to that, try to disengage. And kind of that's what they're trying to do. All the while, Cream and NGG are also engaging on each other. Jag?
There it is. NGG, a team that moves pretty quickly, already achieving a knock and kill onto the ever-extended Cream. I've never seen the full team within 100 meters of each other, and it's just going to pay a bit of a dividend for NGG there. Easy kill, solo kill there.
Yeah, solo kill, of course. Take the chance, take the opportunity, make it count. Of course, phase 1 circle is quite heavily up north. We do have the water and the river in play, about 40% of the land mass. Of course, that does put Reboot in pretty much kind of the center of the circle for now, but they will not want to heavily disengage. Maybe just leave Evo mode flatly forward in Tap Mock and the rest of the team down away.
Yeah, obviously they're going to want to watch what's coming from their south, especially with Paradise being down below and this bridge southwest where Kings are now venturing forward to get a better position into the zone. Got to be aware of what's happening. And you don't have that much to cover, as you said. All right, just about 180 around you. And
and I like that from Kings. We don't see teams normally kind of rotate so early into the mainland from the northwest island. I like the fact that Kings are putting that in their control. They're getting that early area. They're going to be able to be a little bit more aggressive from that angle. Same with Nomad Gaming as well. Inside Games also pushing a little bit forward on the outskirts of Paradise. Their teams are rotating relatively early in this Sandhawk game.
Yeah, it looks like Nomad, one of those teams quickly going towards the bridge. We know that teams will start venturing forward across that West Island, Kings being one of them. We want to look for those easy choke point kills there. Yeah. And NGG already onto our next targets. I believe Angry Kids here as he hold on far down south. Wild alone does get dropped here at the hands of Beast.
Yeah, Beast kind of on his own. He was able to punish a member of Cream. Now he's punished Wild alone. The guy's being a little bit cheeky, and I'm okay with that. We know what he can do in the past. We saw him nearly pull out the 1v4 in Miramar, so let's see if he can do it again. Actually, no, they won Miramar. My apologies.
NGG?
NGG won Miramar, game 2.
But yeah. Almost got 1v4. No, not almost 1v4. They had a 1v4 scenario there. Beastie boy. He's holding off this full Angry Kid squad by himself. His reinforcements are not even here. They are now beginning to put on shots around that far east and outside the zone. Ben now joining him as well. Oh, this is Ugly Ben from the chats. I'm not saying he's ugly. That's his name.
Wow.
I'm not. That's what
toxic Jag. I see how it is.
Leader drops Itachi as he pushes up to the north. He thought it was a flank idea. However, he gets dropped for it. Return knock onto their leader by Cupid. Not shooting Cupid's arrows, but straight beams from the M4 there.
Whenever I see Ben, I just think of Ben 10, to be honest.
Ben 10
that's literally all I think about. But anyway.
A completely normal name has been just absolutely ruined by a cartoon. That's a historic name, and all we think about is a recent 90s cartoon. That's hilarious. Okay, all right, so Cream over here will be venturing forward, and I think, oh my goodness, I was going to say they would do well to avoid this. You should know the warning, knock, and kill from Beast to not come this way, but they wanted to take this one, suffering another knock. Vito alone on the shack as Reeves mounts the hill here.
Yeah, definitely that was a weak rotation from Cream. Normally they're a lot better. We saw Beast earlier on take down Ranger on his own, and that should have been a wise play. They would have also heard his shots.
Absolutely.
Between AK and NGG, and Peko does return fire onto Ben, so that's pretty good stuff. That's going to allow Vito to be revived up and keep Cream in this fight in the blue zone.
Cupid, oh, look at that high toss. Hopefully it reaches Ben. It might be true. Bounces further. It does explode off that left side, but Cupid has to start his action to flank this move from Cream. Looks like he's just volleying for the zone as well. Bit of a tough dispatch for him, and he's on his own. He said, figure it out. I'm going towards the zone. Not a bad move either, as they are far southeast.
No, and plus, at the end of the day, like, I always consider Sandhawk as the one map where you can get, like, a top 2, even a win as a one-man army, because you can snake your way through. So, Cupid, NGG, they're on 4 kills already. Let's see what he can do as a one-man.
And there's Nomad. Actually, centermost, they should clean up a lot from this. Centermost team also holding that west side block for any teams that need to move forward here. Spread is their calling card. And if they keep their beams up, no one should be able to push them off that solo, as Sweet Chili is finding out here. Aya down as well off of that immediate angle from Nicola.
Okay, Jody comes in on the bike. Gonna look to try and get the revive onto Jolly Roger.
Oh, Satsura!
But in the end, Satsura finds the angle and confirms the kill. Takes that away and says, you ain't getting that revive off, my friend.
Literally shot him. I just died in your arms tonight. Shot him out of your hands, Jody. That is a bit depressing, but Satsura sensational on top of this hilltop here.
Nice position coming out from Satsura, being that real dangerous angle up on the high ground. Ayu gets knocked down. This is not looking good for Sweet Chili Sensations. Ayu knocked down. Panda and Jody, the last 2 players. This is definitely not looking too good. They are inside the center of the circle, but at the end of the day, all that pressure, will that become too much?
Looks like Satsura grabbed his bike real quick there. He's forming designs for a crash here, and I hope he stays there to serve as a sentry against the incoming Unique, who will be moving their way forward. Maybe you get knocked, maybe you can keep them pressured, but you will be an early detection system for the rest of your team down here.
Yeah, and Unique are being uniquely cautious as well. Milky Way is kind of proning down to get closer to the sword. They would have heard the shots indeed. They would have seen the kill feed, not knowing exactly who it is, but definitely being aware there's shots close by coming for somebody in that compound, and it happens to be Satsura.
And I think Unique is just forming designs to get themselves towards the middle of this fight, middle of this game, before we start letting off. And pretty well off here, enjoying center pretty close with Nomad as well. Take a look at gun.
All the while, we're seeing 4K, not 4K, 4 heads, should I say, in Gamers Unite Nation, along with Inside Games.
And that's it from the kill feed as well. Satsura, the alternate angle noted by a Hajdu. They should be able to take over that compound, but I'm looking here at Wesker getting knocked, as you said, by Forehead. Sup on the rock is a pretty common thing that we see here. He almost hit that clean 1v4 in Miramar. He should be able to get this revival here. Clutch moves there.
On a side note, I was going to say, Inside Games, do not stay in Paradise Resort. It's such a bad place to hold on to when it's inside the circle in this position, because, yes, you can hold on to it, but you get no information. So I'm glad they disengage away. They're on the high ground, overlooking Gamers Unite Nation. Forehead have kind of disengaged a little bit further down, a bit closer towards boot camp. That's good stuff from them. The circle centers up quite nicely. Most of the teams are inside the circle. We're only looking at Cream, Legacy, RESQ, and Wagles Esports that are really outside the circle.
And restarting here, game just froze, but you can keep telling me what you're seeing there.
Okay, no worries. I will keep on radio calling this play as Gamers Unite Nation. and inside games try to engage on each other in a distance. The revive came through the Wesker. He's been healed up nicely for now. It's not stopping Sands, Dale, and Starkey from getting the shots off, but will that prove to go against him? Because all the while, teams coming in from the east, especially right now, the Storms are ready to cause a storm coming in the side of Paradise Resort. Will be aware of shots coming from the outside of it as they try and get closer. Are you back in game,
Absolutely
Jaguar?
here. Doesn't fare too well for backfire, and I think he notes that he's going to head on back and try to disengage from the immediate incoming storm to his north. Self-isolation there would prove to be fatal, so he's going to dip on back here. Gamers Unite Nation still locked in that parallel rotation with Forehead, and it looks like we've got to keep on shooting to our sides as we run to the north here.
And all the while, the Kings Nomad Gaming up on the north side, down in the black hole of the abyss, as I call it. Nomad Gaming, they're looking at King Fresh, just dropping down, using the dip of the hill to his advantage. There is a drop that's right in front of Nomad. Will they be tempted by it, Jag?
Hopefully not, because Fresh will be watching and he will be popping that easy baited drop there. You see how Unique did take over that crest that once belonged to Satsura. Actually, Nomad putting themselves down here in the basin. If they're able to, should not take too many of these angles. I don't think it would serve them too well here. Even if they did achieve a knock on top of any of these hilltops, one belonging to Unique, one belonging behind them to Kings, it won't equate much to a kill.
Yeah, a couple of things I do want to really quickly point out. 15 teams still left, 43 players. We're hitting the 14-minute mark. It's a little bit unusual for Sandhawks. I also want to give credit to Sweet Chili Sensation. They rotated away in a tough spot. They've gotten in towards the center of the circle. Now they've just got to try and hold on, but they are still only a two-man team.
Yeah, that is absolutely credit to Team Unique for distracting them so they can disengage. Looks like Cream have been fighting since the onset, but finally get to clear off majority of this east side. Just one more member for Legacy here. 3La on the far outside, bleeding in the blue. And because of the lasers from Cream not giving him any positioning to move south or north. And they're actually chasing him to the edge of the blue here.
Talking about moving south, I want to bring it to your attention. Evil Boy on to the members of Wagles Esports. You have a good few teams down on the south side, Jack.
Oh, absolutely. It looks like an immediate gatekeep here presented for Gamers Unite Nation. Soul behind the Soul Pebble there, trying to get the Hif. Don't worry about Hif. You have your own fight within this peak here. Off of the left side of this tree will be Evil Boy, looking to connect with a Thirst, but we do shift behind the tree. You're in a perfect three-man line here. Connect the dots in between. This is literally as perilous as it gets. One soul here, Lex here, has to fight Evil Boy just to save Hif here.
Oh, Lexor is in the blue zone. Gonna try and push through. We gotta take into account that there is Fox from Angry Kids that could third-party this. Prone down right now as Kobo behind a rock wants to get rid of Wagles. They want to get rid of that angle. They want to get rid of that team because the circle has shifted away from them.
An Evil Boy just putting shots on the left and the right side of the rock, trying to keep him at bay. Kobo with that Overwatch mentality. If he peeks from either side, he has begun the pre-smoke. I don't know if that's for him or for Hif or both of them, but this blue zone will not serve you too well. Hif coming back, going to die outside the zone. Maybe you can loot him up and grab some fresh resources here, and I think that's what he was trying to do for you.
Yeah, Cream Esports, they got away. They got towards this Paradise Resort, and now they do have the Storms right by, and actually Cream get taken out. I spoke too soon. The Storms clear it up.
Cream trying to move high north around the eastern edge. They just bumped into Team Storm here, and I don't blame you for trying to disengage that south. It was heavily stacked. From south to north, here I go. Kings moving down and beaming their way forward. There is Raydex from Reboot across the adjacent hill. We're noting Bleak Snake, and we're going to hold this angle for Bond. If Bleak comes out of this bungalow, I'm sure he will get lasered once more by the Kings here, high north. It's pretty similar strats to what they do. High north sending two forward and leaving two at the backside. All right. If it happens one time, you could call it luck, but this is absolutely repeated and practiced strat for Kings.
And I'm okay with that because it's not the center of the circle. It's on the edge, so you can afford to do that. They're playing the game. They're playing the strategy. They're playing that rotation really nicely. And I also want to give credit to Sweet Chili Sensation. They pushed away from their compound towards the center. They are still a 3-man team, so that's something that will play into a part. And they did take down one member of Forehead.
Absolutely, and they're going to be able to enjoy, at least for a bit, center region of the zone. As you said, this is a different type of map. 2 could absolutely clutch it up here, and they have 3, so that should be a pretty strong effort there for that team, as Raydex was the closest member to Kings here, does get dropped, trying to keep them out of the zone, but Kings say, you will not be enough to keep us. Where's the rest of your squad?
Oh my god, Gamers Uniting inside games. They're able to hold on. Wesker and SXP are still alive, so good stuff from inside games. Will they be able to get revives up? However, as they get closer to the edge of the circle, down the south of Paradise Resort, you do have Forehead waiting, biding their time, holding on to the compound. There is still Fox from Angry Kids shifting really heavily down south outside the circle, but a nice hard shift indeed if he can make it count.
Inside Gamers need to clear off to their northeast. Gamers Unite Nation and this whole southeastern section could be theirs, but it looks like Forehead is moving towards them. We have not forgot about this eastern battle. Still putting shots down. It's crazy over here on this east side. Even 3Law was involved in altercation there. However, he is removed from the board. Legacy going out in 12th place.
Indeed, indeed. We did see Sands get dropped down by Forehead, but that's okay because it's only one member. It's all about how Inside Games respond. They've got to breach the compound. This is going to be an important part for these two teams, but Starkey gets knocked.
Good defense.
The third party from RESQ.
Oh, what are you guys doing here? Leave us alone, says Forehead. We had enough of a battle here with Inside Gamers here. We staved them off before it was a direct gunfight with the utility. Beautiful, because you don't have the numbers. However, on the outside, as you mentioned, RESQ. Full fencing this east side of the compound here.
They're like sharks, just circling the tank that is called the compound inside the Sandhawk. Their opponents, their bait, their fishies are Forehead and Inside Games.
Putchuk hoping for another well-placed nade knock on the rescue. That one not so successful, but Starkey, I believe, hits his on Tenchik here. With the zone moving forward here. Inside Gamers need to wrap around this edge here. Backfire could be the great Overwatch up behind that rock to clear out a rescue. Starkey going down due to Coyote's Uzi power here on the adjacent building.
Yeah, it's still incredibly tough. The blue zone's closing and Forehead have decided to tank the blue zone. And I'm actually okay with that, to be honest. They want to avoid the third party. Backfire on top of the hill, but the grenade by Backfire knocks down Blood.
And he's serving his position well there. The great sentry up above, raining down. Coyote was almost able to get that knock. Oh, Molly separating the team here is going to cause him to shuffle one on either side of this affair. And that small shuffle does get Loki tagged up just a bit, but Backfire going down as well. This is a clean one. Coyote outside the broken gate, dropped in the full force of what's left here from Inside Gamers, dancing off Moon in the window, staving off the push in a pocket of the zone here inside the compound. Starkey, one drop of health, finds himself a safe space here. Diel, well done, sending him a first aid there.
Oh my god, Moon against Starkey! And in the end, RESQ holds on. But the blue zone's closing in. Are they even going to be able to get the revives off? I don't think it's worth it. Maybe get it onto Blood. It's closer toward the circle, but time's ticking, my friends. Great job overall by RESQ.
Hopefully they can move forward. A couple of these other teams up above you are distracted right now. I would love to see the returning champs move forward here and clutch up another dub here. But what's in your way is the Storm and Gamers Unite Nation here. And a spread from Gun. Sup on the left and Wesker on the right is proving to be fatal. A little bit of help from Sweet Chili. Sweet Chili up here north outside the zone, helping to clear out what is around Gamers Unite Nation here.
People are just dropping left, right, and center.
What in the world? This duo from Gun will not die. Clearing off the Storm with the help of Sweet Chili and then immediately turning on them. Wesker wins another one, clutches it for Gamers Unite Nation. The east of the zone belongs to Gun here.
I really wish I had have gotten a better perspective of that, but everybody just went down so quickly. We went from roughly about 10, 11 teams to 4 in a matter of a minute. But fair play to RESQ, held on. You called it on the east side, holding on. But now he's going to make his way through to Circles Unique and Nomad Gaming. They push onto each other, eclipse onto Milky Way.
These two CIS juggernauts have been locked in combat since time immemorial, literally trading wins back and forth. Actually, is this the second time that Nomad clutched? Against
just about. So Nomad, they're 3 against 1 against 1. They know at this stage of the game, they 100% have the man advantage. They might not know that it's to the point where it's 3v1v1, but they know that they have that advantage. They also hold on to the circle, but they're not heavily aggressing just yet because Fox from Angry Kids is held on. Wesker, the king of the East, has also held on, trying to prone his way and snake his way into the circle.
And I would say if you're going to have 2 solo efforts, it would be Wesker and Fox. Fox not just soloing for a while and snaking, getting 6 kills to his name, achieving points, utility going a bit down and behind him, Nikola, and Eclipse stacking it up. Good move. That's how you do it. You don't risk your neck. You absolutely stack it up. You have the numbers advantage, and it's just a lone snake off the east side. Wesker getting located just as quick as they came. Another dub for Team Nomad. 3 times in the top 3.
That's the consistency that I've seen for Nomad Gaming time and time again, right? Going all the way back to the PMCO Spring Split 2019, where I called them out as one of the most consistent teams in performances. They keep on proving themselves. They keep on rising to the occasion. And you follow up the top 3, top 4, top 5 with chicken dinners, you're going to quickly find yourself in a position of success. Incredible play, but we can't take away from what Gamers Unite Nation did. Wesker on the East Coast holding on by the skin of his teeth, and also even for, Angry Kids, Fox rotated from the southeast all the way down to basically the southwest. Stayed out of trouble. It was a harsh rotation inside the blue zone, but he made it count. He got himself into the top 3, got his team there, placing points. Job well done.
Absolutely. Not just the placement points, but 6 kills. I think that is the most individual effort. And for being a solo player for so long, that's incredible. Wesker didn't get a large amount of kills, but he was getting his knocks, and with the help of Team Storm and actually other teams that he's clearing off, allowed them to clear each other off and then pick off the scraps. And then, as you said, the king of the East. So brilliant moves there for Wesker and great marksmanship as well. But again, another win for Nomad. What? A first place, a second place, a 13th place, and a first place. A total of about 37 kills. I mean, that's got to be your leader right now for day one.
Yeah, I would definitely say maybe Kings might be second or maybe first. Because Kings finished... Well, Kings didn't do the best. The Kings finished in 11th with actually 3 kills. So not the best result for Kings. But so Nomad Gaming should find themselves in first. But, just that consistency for Nomad Gaming, incredible. I also want to give a shout out to Sweet Chili Sensation. They ended that game in 5th place. They got 9 kills. They disengaged away. They got a little bit of luck, as you said, during the game when Unique distracted Nomad Gaming.
That was absolutely...
But they still made it count.
Exactly. They didn't just disengage and kind of hunker down. They were clearing a lot of those teams coming from that east that might have helped Wesker on his venture point. They didn't just wait inside of their bungalows and prone up. They were eating as well, as you said. So that's pretty emphatic there. Job for them as well. So, guys, this concludes day 1 of semifinals Group A. We'll be back tomorrow and start off semifinals Group B. We'll be here with you for the next 4 days as we see who will be moving forward to the finals of the $1,200 rescue tournament. Imperium has been an absolute blessing you here casting with me. I feel like a Jaguar reborn. This has been absolutely awesome. I've learned a lot already in just about 3 hours of streaming, guys. So make sure you guys hit this man up on his social media. Tell him what you think. Go and follow him. He does a lot more than this. Obviously, he's deep in PMCO. That is EVT_Imperium. Or you can hit the Imperium command in my chat to find out where you can follow him. Have any parting words for the people?
Just thank you so much for everybody tuning in. Thank you so much to yourself for streaming. An absolute pleasure and honor to cast with you. It doesn't feel like this is my first time casting with you,
I just
Jagger,
realized
but
that
it is.
It is. I just realized it is. I'm like, what are you
Absolutely
talking about?
incredible.
We've been doing this since the 90s. No, we haven't. It's our first time. It feels like it's been a
We've
while.
been doing this since Ben 10 started,
You know what I'm saying, dude? We the Backstreet Boys. We've been doing this for a hot minute. All right, guys. I can't believe I just called myself a Backstreet Boy. Okay, all right. I have got to log out. All right, guys. It's been a fantastic time. We will catch you tomorrow. Same channel, same casters. Be blessed.